What is up, guys? Jay the Stingray back here again. I am hanging out with the guys from the Firefly Family Podcast. What is up, guys? How are you?
What's up, Jay?
Hey, Jay.
And you guys need to go check out their show and Christian's channel as well. I put the links down below. And we're just kind of shoot the shit tonight, guys. Just kind of have a conversation, and I hope you enjoy it. So, how have you guys been?
It's been a busy day. I worked, and it was a half day at work, which is good. That's all good. I came home though, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna finally do this thing today where I put a bunch of floating shelves in my room so I can display all my horror collectibles nicely. That took up so much more time than I thought it would. Like a lot more time. Like we're like over 3 hours. I watched 2 movies during that time. Watched The Blair Witch Project, followed by The Strangers Pray at Night. You know what? I'm going to say this, okay? I'm going to say this right now because this is the place to say it.
Totally.
After I finished watching The Strangers Pray at Night, I put on Hellfest, which I know is a movie that we all enjoy, I believe. I'm not sure if you like it, Jay, but everybody seems to like it. And I remember last year when I was talking to Christian about this, I believe I told him that I preferred Haunt. And I want to say he said the same thing, or he said the opposite. Whatever he said, I believe I said I prefer Haunt. And I know why I said that now. I just don't fucking like those girls, dude. I can't stand them.
I totally agree with you, man. I like Haunt better also.
You like Haunt better than Hellfest, Drew?
Yes. And I was watching Hellfest because, like, I remember I turned it on like a couple of weeks ago. And me and my girlfriend just kind of watching it in the background. And I remember like seeing images. I was like, yeah, this movie's dope. But I wasn't listening to it. And I was listening to it today. I was like, these fucking girls I just can't stand their personalities. I can't stand them. That's just personal preference. I'm not dissing the actors or the writing. I just don't like them. I was like, this is why when I saw this movie, I was like, yeah, Haunt's better. Because it's still a good movie. It's not a bad movie. I just don't like those girls. I can't stand them.
Yeah. I need to watch Hellfest again because apparently I missed something. I know Lauren. It's like one of Lauren's favorite movies of all time. So I need to give it another shot.
What are you? Do you love it, Christian, or are you like it's pretty good? Like where were you on it? I know you've said it is. I'm drawing a blank right now.
I do love Hellfest, and I love Haunt too. Between the two, I am constantly going back and revisiting Haunt.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I'm I've been watching that one a lot lately. Constantly,
Very
it's got
watchable
so much rewatch value.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the witch behind the glass that brands the girl on the face. That scene is great.
I ordered that $60 set yesterday. I had to stop myself because the thing is, dude, is that set would make me like. It would be so worth it if I liked enamel pins. I don't do anything with them. I have a few. I don't do anything with them.
Me and the wife got a wall of enamel pins.
If I had that, then it would be worth it. I mean, the posters are nice, you know.
That's why I broke down and got it. I did break down and get it.
Yeah. I'm going to order the standard one because, I mean, it's cool, though. You get the soundtrack, which, you know, I don't remember it off the top of my head to really say, oh, yeah, the soundtrack's killer, but the enamel pins are dope if you like enamel pins. They are very dope. And you get a poster of like everyone's face. Like that's pretty kick. I mean, that's good for you, Christian, because you always change your posters out. So you can just rotate that forever.
I figured why not? I mean, I've been not buying as much movies lately, which is crazy. But I was like, I do love this movie. Why don't I just get it while the getting's good? Because if I don't get it,
the presentation is very lovely. I don't know if you saw any unboxings on it, but
no,
they did it. Oh, good.
No,
That'll be fun for you then.
Yeah,
I won't spoil it.
Sorry, I was about to say something. I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, man.
I'm talking to the guys in the chat over here.
Hello, chat. I can't see you, but hello.
Sorry, I've had a long day also.
Oh, right there. I can see it. You got Joe Bob Tarhill here. What's up, Joe Bob Tarhill? John McCullough's in the chat, too. Orc 14526. I know that.
Where is Heartbreaker, guys?
Man, he probably doesn't even know this is happening. I got to shoot him a message, if anything. Let me see.
We need to get Heartbreaker on here.
Oh, Please do. Please do. Oh my God. I mean, dude, I had a conversation with him today, right? Like, no matter what you say to him, right? Like he said something pretty funny, and I said, "That's pretty funny, Colton. I think that's pretty funny." He's like, yeah, anything that comes out of my mouth is funny because I'm the best of the best of the best. Like he puts himself over so much every day for every reason, and I honestly can't get enough of it. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it kind of works for him, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, he sticks to it, and I love that about him.
So, guys, do you have any big plans for Halloween? I know everything's pretty much canceled, all the parties and stuff.
You see, Jay, for me, there's nothing that isn't happening that I would have even done.
Yeah.
I don't really go to haunts. Nothing against them. My girlfriend likes that stuff, and I'm sure if they were open, she'd want me to go. That's fine. I don't go to parties. I just want to watch movies all day. That's what I did last year, and it was awesome. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna do. But what about you, Christian?
Well, I had to take off work because I was supposed to be working today, but I took off, and we're gonna do a Final Destination marathon.
Cool.
So
you're gonna get 5 by then, bro?
Oh God, I forgot about it. If I don't, 4
rent
movies
it if you
probably
have to.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, if not, I'll just wait till a day or so later. 4 movies is plenty to last me.
If you can squeeze it in, dude, I highly advise you to. It's just so good. It's so
5.
good.
5's the last one, right?
Correct.
And it's just Final Destination, right? Isn't it just another?
No. That's the crazy thing. Part 4 is called The Final Destination, and Part 5 is called Final Destination 5.
Yeah.
So they tried to do that thing. They tried to do that thing where they fool people into thinking, "Oh, you don't have to watch the other 3 movies. It's just a new movie." Like they always do that, you know.
You've seen them all, right, Christian?
Not in recent memory to where I can quote them chapter and verse. I remember specific things like the tanning bed and the truck with the logs, obviously.
What's the one that's the prequel that you find out at the end that they're all on like flip phones and stuff?
That's Final Destination 5. And we just spoiled it for Christian.
Did I just ruin it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's why I asked if you'd seen them.
Oh, well.
Okay, but Christian, it's still good. The whole movie's good.
That's fine. I hadn't bought it or anything yet, so I could rent it for $2.99. I was just looking.
Do you see Joe Bob Tarhill said he's going to watch Maximum Overdrive on Halloween?
Good choice, buddy. Anything else would be uncivilized. Isn't Joe Hill supposed to be doing a sequel to that? Writing a sequel?
That's pretty funny. Why not?
I swear I heard that somewhere.
What's bigger than Maximum? Is it going to be called Ultimate Overdrive? Superior Overdrive?
It's going to be...
I don't think you can get more Maximum than AC/DC, man. I think it's impossible.
If they did, they have to get a band that's equally as magnetic. I don't know.
Who would be equivalent to AC/DC in the 80s?
I don't know, man. I don't know if that's really tough. I don't know if that's a thing.
That's an interesting thing, though, Jay, because when that movie came out, AC/DC was on the downward turn by that point.
Yeah.
They weren't selling as many records, so we have to find a band that would be big but slouching a little bit.
I'll be honest. The first band I thought of was Avenged Sevenfold. I don't know why, but I know they're not around anymore. But about like Five Finger Death Punch. That'd be a pretty good movie. No,
I wouldn't watch the movie. I'm not a big Five Finger Death Punch fan.
I don't have an opinion.
Although Danielle Harris is in the music video of The Bleeding. I remember that growing up.
That's pretty cool.
I mean, if you want to take a band that's not as big but still like around, you could do the new 3 Days Grace with this. Well, actually, it's not new. That the brother, the bass player, has been singing for the band for some years now, like almost 10 years. But I'm just maybe Joe Bob Tarhill would just say AC/DC's still around. Brian Johnson got his hearing aids situated. Just I mean, half the band's passed away now, I think. But screw it, as long as
I
Angus
think
is
it's
around.
just Malcolm that passed away.
what happened to the drummer? Did he just go to jail? Is that what happened to him?
Something you might
Yeah.
be onto something there.
Phil Rudd got caught hiring a hitman.
That's right.
Oh,
I just that's
dude?
so I remember all the Dirty Deeds memes coming out. He got arrested because he was doing dirty deeds done dirt cheap.
My God, dude. Did you? I don't know if you know this band, Christian, but I remember a friend of mine was like the biggest fan in the world. The vocalist from Lamb of God hired a hitman to kill his wife, apparently.
That's As I Lay Dying.
yeah.
Excuse me. As I lay dying,
Which I love that band too.
Yeah,
I-
Randy
yeah.
Blythe. Randy Blythe went to court for a long time though because he pushed some fool jumped on stage, and Randy pushed him off the stage or whatever. Which you're never supposed to just go on the stage.
Right.
Everybody knows that. And this guy died, but
Ooh.
and I mean Randy at the end of it all he was acquitted and everything, completely acquitted, and he got away. But like he wasn't supposed to leave the country. But then when he first beat the charges, there's a documentary on this. He beat the charges, went back to America, but then he got they had another hearing based off of the verdict, and that verdict got overturned. And legally, his lawyers and all were like, "No, you just don't have to go back to the country. They can't force you to go back to do a retrial on this." But he was a man of integrity and was like, "No, I know I'm innocent. The guy jumped on stage. It wasn't my fault. Blah blah blah." So he willingly went back to that country to go do a retrial, and he was found innocent again. So
Sweet.
crazy story, but the singer of As I Lay Dying did hire a hitman to try to kill his wife.
And he's in jail for that still.
That's what's his name, Christian? Lambesis?
I couldn't tell you the guy's name. I don't remember.
Tim Lambesis, I think.
I used to be a big fan of As I Lay Dying. They had an album with like a moon on it from 2005.
They
that
have
was
good songs.
amazing.
They do. They have good songs.
The
Yeah.
guitar playing is amazing.
The Darkest Night was my favorite song.
Yeah, I was a big fan.
Confined was another good one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think these guys are right. They're kind of saying in the chat, like, music's not the same, and rock is pretty much dead. Which I don't agree with that, but it really is not an equivalent.
You know what? I don't really care when I hear that kind of thing because I don't need new music. I'm happy listening to old music.
Yeah.
I'm literally like I never like listen. I'm never listening to like Bob Dylan. I'm like, oh man, I'm so sick of this. What else is new? Like, I love listening to Bob Dylan. I love listening to the Beatles, Tom Petty. I don't get sick of it ever. I've been listening to it most of my life, and there's always new bands of that era that I can discover. I remember like somebody put over this psychedelic rock band called Ramses, and I was like, holy shit, this band is awesome. Like I just found out about them like 2-3 months ago. There's plenty to still find. You don't have to like worry about what's new. I mean, like I was thinking about it because I'm sure you've all experienced this at some point, except maybe Christian. I don't know. Christian's so young, he probably doesn't experience this. But like, sometimes I've met people who like try to like put over to me that the things of today are what I should be concerned about, and I'm just like, but it sucks. Why would I want to do that? Why?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I like new things too.
I'm open to it if it's good. Absolutely. I'm not against it. I don't have a preconceived notion, but I don't feel bad dwelling in the old stuff. It's awesome. It makes me happy. So what's the problem,
Heartbreaker, I'm going to try to send you the link here if I can do it.
Hey, look, we got John Kyle in here. I sent him the link to the show. What's going on, John Kyle Stanton?
No, I can't.
Man, why does Steak Sauce hate everything that's good? I bet you he loves 28 Days Later. I bet he loves it.
The movie?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I love that movie.
I couldn't stand it, man.
Really?
It brought me to tears, man.
That's one of my favorites.
That's about how many days it takes for me to try to watch that movie in its entirety because I just get so bored.
I never do this, Jay. I promise. I anyone who says they do this, I'm like, don't do that. Like, at least give it a chance. I couldn't finish it, man. I couldn't. I was like an hour and 15 minutes in. There was so much left. I was like, I'm done with this movie.
I will give it to you. It does kind of go downhill in the third act, but The
I think the
You said
first
in the
20 minutes. I
soundtrack.
think the first actually like 10 minutes are really cool, and
dude,
then
I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of that decade, man.
I
Honestly,
like the music. The bow bow. This theme is
I remember when
incredible.
you covered it for your Sam video, Christian. That was good.
Yeah, the music's really good. I just find it really, really boring.
Do either of you guys like that movie Scarecrows?
from the '80s.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
watched it. I think it's okay. Yeah.
I
isn't
didn't
that
like it.
Jeff Burr?
I don't know if it's Jeff Burr. That's sad if it is because I love Jeff Burr. But yeah, that movie just it wasn't like 20 Days Later. I'm not comparing. It's just it was a bit bland for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think I got 88 films of that.
Yeah, they did put it out. That's right. They did. Did you see the my friend Lauren posted a video on it today, Christian? Did you see that new 101 Films box set of Silent Night Deadly Night 1 and 2?
I've been hearing about that, and you know,
Dude, the little greetings cards that comes with are pretty cool.
yeah, I heard it looked pretty good.
Hmm.
That explains why they had the box set with the figure on sale.
Oh, the part 2 one?
People
Can
want to
you
sell
believe
theirs to
that?
get that.
I'll never understand why they didn't dress him up like he is when he's doing, the massacre on the street. Why they didn't do that? I don't understand that. So weird.
And Scarecrows is not Jeff Burr. My mistake.
Oh, thank God.
Someone called William West.
Jeff Burr's a little too good for that.
Have you seen From a Whisper to a Scream?
What's the alternate name on that?
The Offspring.
No, I haven't seen it, but I've heard of it.
I highly recommend it. It's one I liked a lot.
Okay.
It's out of print, man.
Is that a print? Oh crap.
I mean, there's got to be some version of it out there, right?
It was one. It's a funny story. When I was a kid,
Oh shit!
it was a trailer for. I don't remember what it was released as. I think it was released as The Offspring originally.
Gentlemen.
It's got a part. It's an anthology. It's got a part where it's this like weird demon baby thing walking around. This like nasty little deformed baby. And my parents took me to the movies to see a movie called Baby Boom, which Sally Field or some shit. I don't remember, but for some reason in my mind, I had it confused for that movie. And I was like, oh, this is going to be scary as hell, man. Y'all are not going to like this. Because my parents, that's not their thing at all. They're into like dramas and shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like convinced that that's what I was going to see. And it was not. I was scared though.
Yeah.
Took me forever to figure out what movie that was. I was thinking of too. I hadn't seen it, just saw the trailer, It's the way I was with Child's Play. Terrified of it, but never actually saw the movie, until years later.
Child's Play?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
That was my first horror movie.
really?
I was like 5 years old, and it creeped the hell out of me, but I loved it.
Man, I don't remember what my first horror movie was. I wish I did.
What was yours, Christian?
I think it was the miniseries It. It's my earliest memory.
I love those kids in that movie so much. I love them so much more than the new kids, and I love the new kids too. But I love Emily Perkins and Jonathan Brandis, and the kid who plays Henry is the kid who plays Henry. It's so weird because in the new one he does brutal things, but in the original miniseries he's so much more like frightening to me. It's just, I guess, it's the way his character is portrayed in that miniseries. He just seems so much more like I don't know. He just seems like a real bully.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the kids are probably the best thing about that movie, and
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, of course.
Yeah.
Because I like those kids too.
Didn't you opt for the remake Socks, Christian, a few years ago when you went to Spirit? I was rewatching your vlog recently.
Yeah, they're in the closet over there somewhere. I got the remake. I do like the look of.
It's good. I got
new
nothing against the
Pennywise.
remake. Yeah.
It's fresh. It's fun. So it's fun to get stuff from that movie right now. Although it's pretty saturated at this point. There's so much remake merchandise out there now. It's kind of refreshing to see Tim Curry stuff. Hoping
I
Mesco
like
does,
I
does
like
a-
that whoever owns the rights to the It miniseries is just like all in with the remake, putting out merch constantly.
Yeah.
Last year when we went trick or treating, someone had taken red balloons, tied them to all the storm drains in the neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
It was pretty cool.
That is cool.
They're people are going all out around here, man. I don't know what's up. When I was in Texas a few weeks ago, and they were going all out over there too. Like, I mean, more than I've ever.
Dude, Texas is going all out to its detriment. Like, it just people just like there are more people out and about right now than there was before there was a pandemic. Like, it's ridiculous. It's frightening, but yeah, nobody here is missing any kind of beat, so to say the least.
Is everything like fully opened up?
I don't even know what's restricted at this point. I'd have to think hard about that. I mean, yeah, maybe some restaurants' capacity is lowered, but I don't know anything that's. You know what's weird? I'll just go on about this shortly because it's not that interesting, I'm sure. But my most popular record store in town has still not opened their doors, and they refuse to like do anything to like make their business work during all this. Like, they won't do curbside pickup. They only want to ship to you. Like, even if like, I don't understand what the problem is with putting something out at the doorstep if I pay you through PayPal in advance, but they won't do it. They're very weird. Every other record store is open, so it's weird.
Yeah, I would think they'd want as much business as they can get.
Like, honestly, at this point, Jay, I have to wonder, like, are they like, does the owner of that business have like the deepest pockets? Like, how can they stay in business when they don't sell any of their shit?
You know, the government gave a lot of money out. I'm sure they got some of that, but still, it's not enough to go on this long with a few different things that they offered.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It would be nice when things return to normal. All the you guys know all the Regals are shut down right now. All the Regal theaters until I think at least 2021. They said.
I don't know if there's any movie theaters in town here that are open, because the Alamo Draft Houses, I keep getting emails from them, and it sounds like they're telling me if I want to go there, I can rent out the whole theater, which is crazy. But then, like, they still have their signs up that say, like, we'll see you soon. Like, so I don't even know if they are open. And even if they are, what's even in theaters right now? What's even showing?
Not a whole lot. Tenet.
Oh, right. Not David. What's his name? Dark
Nolan?
Knight guy.
Nolan?
Christopher Nolan. There you go.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to see. I wanted to see Tenet. And I'm a member of the Regal Crown Club or whatever the hell they call it, where you get see as many movies as you want, basically.
Do you get any kind of kickback for that this year?
I mean, I hope they're not charging me for it. But I mean, no, it's really a good deal because it's like $20 a month, but you get discount on all the concessions, and they like last year they gave me a free popcorn for my birthday or something like that. So
oh man, that's beautiful.
But
I love that.
That's like the three closest theaters to me are all Regals, so I can't see anything. I've got to
yeah.
But
you know what I was thinking about, Christian? Remember, you know how like every time we talk about like our experiences going out and about, I have like these disastrous occurrences, and you have like these absolutely pleasant experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I was just thinking about our experiences going to see 3 from Hell. Like, I think you just went in and had a good time, left with a badass bumper sticker. I went in. They said there was no posters left, even though I was the second person there, and the movie had no audio for the first 10 minutes. Crazy.
Yeah, that's bad.
But basically, they opened up again here finally, and I saw the New Mutants. That's the only movie I've seen since The Invisible Man was the last movie I'd seen in theaters.
How was that?
Pre-pandemic, not good.
Yeah, I didn't hear that was good.
Not good.
That's a shame.
All of the reshoots and pushbacks, and it's all because the movie's not good. Yeah,
I know, that's a shame.
Is it like a DC movie or action hero movie?
Marvel,
It's Marvel.
No
but
interest.
it's a part of the X-Men
It's-
franchise, not a part of the
I have
MCU.
zero interest. in any
It's
of that.
different though. I mean, it's not a straightforward superhero movie, but
Even removed as much as it is Christian, I've heard that it's pretty mundane. So you,
it's not good. No, don't waste your time.
yeah.
Actually, was Brightburn DC or whatever?
No, that's not a part of any comic book franchise. I mean,
It's
like
basically
it's supposed to be Superman.
it's Superman. Yeah,
but it's not like it's implied Superman.
I love that movie.
it's the exact same origin story as Superman.
Yeah,
I love it.
But he goes evil, which is so
except he
cool.
goes evil. Yeah, it's fucking
Such a-
awesome
Such
movie.
a cool concept. Like I want to see a sequel to that. You know.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, I really love that movie.
So good.
But yeah, nobody really ever talks about that one.
I mean, I reviewed it when it came out. Remember? All right, when I got the Blu-ray of it.
Good stuff. Yeah, such a fun movie.
Well, have you guys watched anything else cool lately?
Oh man, I've been.
I know you've been busy.
Stop.
Yeah.
I've
I've
got a
seen
couple
your-
movies on my to watch list.
Hey Andrew, let me ask you a question real quick.
Sure. What's up?
Why when you post your what you're watching, your watch list,
Mhm.
why is there always a Nintendo Switch next to it?
Oh, it's not there anymore. I sold it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I originally was because Christian knows this. Like with my Instagram, I usually would do like this uniform, repetitious like image every day with whatever I was showing off. And Christian has a very different world on Instagram than me. Like, I'm like, oh, I got 25 likes, and Christian's like, oh, I got like 2,500, and I'm just like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And he gave me some tips, and the most thing I took out of what he told me was, I just try to spice it up at this point. I try to do something different. So I'm not using that background anymore. I'm trying to do something different every time, but I'm not that creative. So I
didn't know if there was some reason you had it there that I didn't know. I was just curious.
No, it was a white wall. The lighting was good. I was like, this will work. And that's kind of how it kept going for a while.
So what's on your watch list, Christian?
A bunch of Christmas movies.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Christmas Evil.
Silent Night 2010.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that.
I saw it. I don't remember if it was in the theaters or if it was a Blockbuster rental, but I don't remember much besides Malcolm McDowell.
I've heard it's decent.
Heartbreaker's about to tell everybody how much he loves it. Just T-minus 10 seconds while he
Vinegar
voiced tension.
Syndrome's Christmas Evil.
Oh, yeah.
I almost thought about getting the 88 films version just because the case is
It
red
is
and
really
it's very
nice.
festive, but I was like, I'm not ordering from out of the country. And I haven't seen this, but I know that Adam Green's a part of it, this anthology called Chillerama.
Oh, yeah.
which
Yeah, you'll like
looks
that.
like silly fun, so
Yeah, I saw that back when it came out.
yeah, so I'm excited to watch Chillerama. And that artwork's really, really cool.
Yeah,
So.
that is cool. Almost looks like the Deadly Spawn or something.
Right. Well, my friend made me watch The Deadly Spawn. I watched it on YouTube. That movie was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Was that SOV?
I'm not sure. It doesn't
Does
look
it
good,
look-
though, whatever
No.
it is.
Is Bad Taste SOV?
I don't think so.
Because it looks like it.
It's probably like 8mm or something.
Yeah.
Super.
I seriously doubt that he shot anything on video.
It just looks really bad. It looks extremely cheap.
Bad Taste.
Yeah.
Do you like Bad Taste?
I want to so much, but it's terrible.
I know. I was gonna start doing a new series of videos on my channel where I revisit stuff that I didn't like to begin with, but everyone loves Bad Taste. They always bring it up and say how great it is, and I've never cared for it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the 4K of that. He said he's doing them all in 4K, but I'm just waiting on it.
Yeah, I want Dead Alive, which I do think is a horror, masterpiece in its own way,
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to do that one too. I mean, I
love
love
that
that movie. It's a good one. It's a great one, really.
Meet the Feebles. I know you're waiting on that one in 4K.
Yep.
I'd love to get actually, I think they put King Kong out on 4K. I'm
You
sure.
did?
I love that. I love his King Kong. I really grew to that one when I got with my wife, and she's a big fan of it because it really honors the story well, and it really gets deep into that. She loves the Peter Jackson King Kong. I'm more of the Skull Island type of guy because I love the just blast, blow them up, and make them fight.
Me too.
But watching Peter Jackson's is really fun, especially when they initially get to the island. And I remember in the theater when I saw King Kong in the theater. My grandma, she's a huge King Kong fan, right? My uncle's a huge Godzilla fan. She's a massive King Kong fan, so I battle because I love them both so much. I think I'm Team Kong right now when it comes to Godzilla vs. King Kong, but I know I'm going to want to see Godzilla whip some ass in that movie. I remember seeing King Kong in the theater and being like, how is Jack Black not dying? Because he would avoid all these creatures by like that much every time.
Yeah.
Everybody around him's dying, but he would avoid everything by that much. Used to make me laugh watching it.
Peter Jackson's definitely a guy that you can tell puts his all into his movies.
I think so.
King Kong, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of his King Kong, but I know that he put everything he had into making that the best movie he could, because he was such a massive fan of the original.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's long too, man.
Yeah.
You have to have a seat, buckle up when you watch that one. That's why I'm a Skull Island guy, really.
I like Skull Island.
Because that gorilla is huge. That gorilla is massive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it has to be to fight Godzilla, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to them fighting next.
I just hope that the movie is actually going to be them two fighting and not 45 minutes of one blasting stuff heading towards them and the other one blasting stuff heading towards them. Like, I don't want them to Jason Takes Manhattan it. You know what I mean? Like, let's make them fight and not spend half an hour on a boat, AE traveling to get to each other. Or an hour, rather.
I don't think they could possibly do that after the reception they got for Godzilla 2014 with the meandering. So they did such a home run with King of the Monsters. I think that they'll definitely just 1-2 punch it with this Godzilla vs. King Kong.
I pray to God they will. I mean, with everything being CGI, there's really no excuse they can't make them fight for, 85% of the movie.
Have you guys seen the Mortuary Collection? I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, it's on. Did I watch that on Shudder? I think because Jamie mentioned it yesterday, and I watched it last night.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was really good. Was that on Shudder? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was on Shudder. Jamie was talking all about it yesterday, and it did feel very Ted Raimi-ish, or Sam Raimi, not Ted. Although Ted's my favorite brother. I love
Ted's
Ted.
Awesome.
Ted shows up in movies when you least expect him to.
I loved Ted Raimi before I knew he was Sam Raimi's brother. Like, I loved him from like Xena Warrior Princess. He had a character called Joxer on that show. He was just like a big doofus, but being typical Ted. But yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm gonna have to check this out. It's on Shudder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A couple months ago, I was telling Christian I want to get that, but I don't have Shudder right, or I want to watch that, but I don't have Shudder right now. He's like,
I got a little trial here with my what's it called, Scare Package Blu-ray. If you want it, you can have it.
Oh no, I've got Shudder now. It's
okay.
I'm probably gonna cancel after Halloween, but I'm trying to prioritize my. I got so many of these damn things I pay for every month. And without fail, when I cancel one, they immediately put some cool stuff on there. As I cancel my Netflix subscription, and now there's all this cool stuff on Netflix right now.
Yeah, it's all cyclical, man. The way they spread out some of this stuff, like Netflix. Whenever right now, Sister is one of the most watched shows on Netflix right now.
Sister, the twin sisters show?
Yeah, I've been watching it every day, reliving all the episodes. I love that show.
I used to watch it.
What I realize now, you said something on one of our podcasts a few weeks ago about how you want to watch Sister every now and then. I literally interpreted that you said Sister Act. I don't even know what Sister is. I thought you were talking about the movie with Whoopi Goldberg.
Love that movie. No, Sister was the Maori twins.
No, I don't know what that is. I just realized When you guys were talking about it right now, I was like, wait a minute, isn't that movie called Sister Act and they're nuns? Like,
No, I do love some old. Well, I don't know if I love old Whoopi Goldberg movies. She's been in some stuff that I can stomach, like Ghost.
My
which-
wife.
you know what movie I love? I love the movie Harriet the Spy so much.
That's
Michelle
Roberts.
Trachtenberg and Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Emma Roberts was in something else.
I don't even know who Emma Roberts is.
Julia Roberts is.
You do.
Beast.
She's in Scream 4. She's
Scream-
the-
Scream
she-
Queen?
Characters I hate.
I don't know. You hate a lot of people. I
In
can't keep up with
Forum,
them.
most of them, yes.
Yeah,
It's. You remember the show Scream Queens? Did you ever watch that?
I did.
I've heard of it. I haven't seen
She
it.
was
Yeah.
like one of the
You would
main
hate.
girls.
You would absolutely despise it.
Oh man.
Why?
It's got Emma Roberts in it.
Oh.
I
like it.
I liked that show, but I got out of it, Jay, pretty much right at the end of the first season. I just kind of stopped watching, even when John Stamos showed up, because like it was so weird. He was doing another show called Grandfathered, and it got canceled, so that he immediately jumped on over to Scream Queens, and I was like, wow, what's going on? You know, what was it, 2 seasons?
I think it only went 2. Yeah.
And I remember Jamie Lee Curtis doing the whole media trip and going on every show promoting it. You know, and she was fine in the movie. She's a good actor, but I don't know. It just, I guess I was like, one horror show a year was enough. I remember I was watching American Horror Story, and that was around Roanoke time, which I love Roanoke.
Oh, American Horror Story.
Oh man, that's my favorite season. That's the only season, Jay, where I legitimately watched the first episode to the last episode.
Oh
'Cause
really?
It was different. I loved Roanoke, and obviously Kathy Bates being in the show is awesome. But I remember it was
Yeah.
around that time, and I was just burnt out, and I was like, I'm not really feeling this Scream Queen show anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of meta and it's kind of weird. I don't know. It's probably not going to age well, I would imagine.
I think it'll just disappear. Nobody will ever talk about it much.
But it's got
Maybe Shout Factory will put it out on 12K Blu-ray or whatever 30 years from now. I don't know.
yeah, 8K.
8K.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier, my wife loves, it's like her favorite movie is Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Like, she watches that. She watches Hocus Pocus all the fucking time, man. It drives me crazy.
Oh, wow.
You know what's funny, Jay, is I actually I'm somewhat burnt out on horror. So like every night lately, I've been watching comedies. These are my last 3 nights. Last night was Airheads. The night before that was Wayne's World, and the night before that was Vegas Vacation. So those are my last 3 nights. When we go to bed, Sydney's like, because I'll try to watch horror beforehand, but when I'm going to bed, she's like, please, just put something else on. And I hadn't watched Wayne's World in probably 10 or 11 years, because that was my first time ever like really seeing Alice Cooper on a movie. And I was digging Wayne's World. It had been so long since I rewatched it.
My favorite part of Wayne's World is when he's like walking in the beginning in his house and he's giving you a little tour, and he's just like, I've had plenty of Joe jobs, nothing I'd call a career. Let's put it this way: I have an extensive collection of name tags and hairnets. I just love him in that movie. He's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I forget that Rob Lowe was just apparently in everything. And I forget Rob Lowe is.
Every day, dude. I don't know why it just comes in my head. He's like, yeah, I'll have the cream of some young guy.
Oh. Yeah, that was before Rob Lowe like kind of fell off. He had some scandal he was involved with, and he kind of didn't act for a while. And he came back with like Parks and Recreation or something.
I remember he was in Tommy Boy. Remember that? That was a little bit after Wayne's World, but I'll watch stuff and I'm like, well, there's Rob Lowe, of course. And he somehow like he still looks, I wouldn't say young, but the dude is like a titan. He's like John Stamos. Like they get their skin just gets a little tighter, but they still like look exactly the same. It's crazy. Those guys' diets must be miserable. They must eat leaves every day, and that's it.
Yeah, whatever they're doing, man. And you know what it is? They're not having like a lot of plastic surgery, is what it is.
Oh God, yeah.
Because those guys that get it, like before Caitlyn Jenner was a thing, Chris looked like a man. He looked rough. Like his skin just like 5 or 6 facelifts too many.
Is there a Super Troopers 2? Jamie just blew my mind if there was.
There is.
Yeah. Came out a couple years ago, I think.
Oh man, I gotta see it. I fell in love with Super Troopers. I meant to review that on my channel, but I never did. I bought the 4K for like less than $10 at Walmart, and my wife was like, "Please get that. I love that movie." And I was like, "I'm not into the sci-fi stuff right now." She goes, "Grab it, you idiot. Trust me." And I'm glad I listened to her because I was like, "Holy crap!"
Did you
Like,
think it
this
was
is
Starship
awesome.
Trooper? Is that what you thought?
Starship Troopers. Not Super Troopers. Never mind. I'm talking about Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah, no, because Super Troopers. That's a movie that I don't know anybody else in this world besides myself who doesn't find it that funny. I never thought it was that funny.
Super Troopers?
Yeah, Super Troopers. Starship Troopers is pretty cool.
I don't know that I've ever seen.
You gotta smoke a lot of weed to like Super Troopers, I think.
I think that's fair.
And I'm willing to take one for the team. So
I don't know. I like the comedies that I love are from the 2000s. My favorite one of all time is Freddy Got Fingered. And I love Road Trip, The New Guy, American Pie. That's stuff I like.
Who's the biatch now?
yeah, a lot of that stuff kind of doesn't age well for me, just because I don't know.
It brings back great memories to me when the world wasn't so fucking sensitive. I love it.
Yeah, that is true. That's why like comedy movies don't exist anymore.
Yeah, exactly. When's the last time a good comedy came out? Honestly,
I think in my opinion, it's been a solid 10 or 11 years. Like looking back at the late 2000s, there were some that I've really enjoyed. It's the one with Robert Downey Jr. and Zach Galifianakis when he's like trying to take a road trip.
Yeah,
and he's. Like, cause dude, right at the tail end of the 2000s, 2009, 2010, 2011, we were still getting, in my opinion, some funny, good stuff. And then
Due Date, I believe was that one.
Due Date, I loved it. I loved
Haven't
Due
seen
Date.
it. Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Well, let me go ahead and spoil it for you now. And I am sorry about that. Honestly, I hate when people do that to me. I didn't intend on doing that.
Doing what?
Spoiling Final Destination.
Oh, I don't care. One of my favorite comedies of all time, and I never hear enough love for this movie, is Dirty Work. I love Dirty Work.
I haven't seen it.
With one of my favorite comedians, Norm Macdonald, who I just think is so underrated.
That's a sleeper, man. People are finally like starting to talk about that movie.
Dude, him and Artie Lang are just a comedy. I love Artie because I'm a big Howard Stern fan. I've listened to Howard Stern religiously for the last almost 20 years, Jay. My dad raised me on Howard Stern. I've always listened to Howard Stern. When I was going to high school, waking up and listening to Artie on Howard, that was when the show was the best. That show was so good when Artie Lang was on it because he was just perfect. He knew how to make you laugh at all times because he was on drugs. So, he was always funny. But I love... John Kyle Stanton does love Norm Macdonald, so I'm glad, and I'm sure Dave Vanderhoff does too. But yeah, Dirty Work, man, it's actually free on YouTube, so anybody can watch it in good quality. So it's one of those YouTube channel movies where you can stream it. Just pull it up on YouTube. But I love that movie.
Chris Farley's in there for a brief minute.
Yeah. He was in Airheads too, and I forgot. He's the cop.
Oh, yeah.
He's the cop. And then, was it Ernie Hudson? Is that the Ghostbuster? Is that his name? Oh, man.
I forgot he was in it too.
Me and Cindy were talking last night. I mean, it was so crazy how there was an era where Adam Sandler, Steve Buscemi, Chris Rock, all of them bowed down in terms of if this guy was in this movie, he was starring over all of them. There was a time when Brendan Fraser was the absolute just king of that era.
Really?
Because you look at when you watch Airheads, like Sandler's the guitar player. Sandler is a legitimate guitar player and songwriter and all this stuff. and he's the drummer in this movie. Brendan Fraser is like the good-looking pretty boy, leader of the band. He's the star of the film, and it's just so crazy about what happened to him and then how he fell off, and Hollywood basically screwed him over. Because those Mummy movies were huge. Dude, when he did The Mummy in 90, I remember that movie was everywhere, and I still love that movie. I don't know if you want to call that a remake, Jay, but like his 99 Mummy is one of my favorite movies.
I like the sequel too.
I'm a big mark for Bedazzled. I love Brendan Fraser in all of his comedy roles so much.
I know.
Love him in Bedazzled. Love him in Night at the Roxbury. I think he's hilarious. And I loved him in that movie, The Passion of Darkly Noon. I just saw that when Arrow put it out a few months ago.
Brendan Fraser was in the Roxbury?
Night of the Roxburies?
I thought that...
Chris Kattan and Will Ferrell.
I don't know why I'm not remembering him in that. I certainly remember.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen that. I know what the movie's about, where they basically want to make a bar or a nightclub. That's the opposite. The outside looks inside, the inside looks outside.
Oh yeah, that movie is hilarious.
God damn it! I still got to get Encino Man. I see in the comments.
You not seen it?
No, I gotta watch Encino Man so much.
See, that's got to be the first thing he was in. That's the first thing I remember seeing him in.
It was pretty early on. Let me see what I can. Encino Man.
No work. I will not. Again, he's saying I remind him of Bert Kreischer. I guess that's a good thing because you like him. So that's cool, man. I'm a fan of Bert's as well. He smells like shit and he fucks dogs, but that's what it is. That's the running gag they've got going. They were saying that he was the most racist comedian as a joke, and then it actually caught on, like people thought that it was real. So they changed it to he stinks and he fucks dogs.
Hell yeah.
So we got a question here for you, Christian.
I don't think I've seen Biodome. I don't even know if I've heard of it. What is that?
You're a Pauly Shore guy, right?
Yes, I am, but I haven't seen Biodome.
You'll like it. Check that out.
Damn it.
It's Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin are like stoners, and they get locked in a.
No. I have seen. Yes, I'm sorry. Oh. Yes, it's been a while. I have seen Biodome. That was the very first Pauly Shore movie I ever saw. And I remember after that, I flew to Walmart to get Son-in-Law. When I watched Biodome, I was like, I want to see another Pauly Shore movie. And so then I got Son-in-Law. Now I remember Biodome.
Yeah, since we're talking about comedies, I'm going to ask the chat here. What's say in the past decade, what's a good comedy film that came out that you guys like? I'll say one that I'll say is they changed the name to Blockers. The original name was Cock Blockers with John Cena.
Comedy in the last 10 years? Jesus.
But yeah, I'd say Cock Blockers is pretty good. If you guys want to check that out. As having two daughters, it kind of I can kind of relate to what they're going through. This basically their daughters they're trying to lose their V card on the prom night, and then the parents come in there and try to stop it. It's pretty funny.
All I can think about was the ones that initially disappointed me and where I started losing faith, like Grown Ups and what was that other one? Grown Ups and I remember I was really disappointed in that movie, The Sitter, with Jonah Hill. That was pretty lame.
I actually watched that again just the other night, and
Superbad. It was funny, but it kind of got old really quick for me.
I love
same thing with Pineapple Express. That was funny at first, but didn't last for me. Just it's been a long time.
I love the Interview, which was James Franco and Seth Rogen. I remember that movie got pulled from theaters because of the controversy, so I immediately streamed it. I love that movie.
I still haven't.
That one didn't do anything for me at all. I didn't like that one.
I thought We're the Millers was okay. I remember watching We're the Millers.
I haven't seen that one.
I like when the one kid breaks out Waterfalls by TLC.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't say the Vacation reboot was any good at all, but I did enjoy Chevy Chase opening up the door where the guy's taking a crap and he sprays the air freshener on him. I don't know. I'm sure nobody's seen the Vacation reboot
The one with Ed Helms.
with Ed Helms.
I know my girlfriend wanted to see that. I think she did see that. I didn't see it.
Got Monty in the chat, guys. What's up, Monty?
Hey, money. But yeah, it's
Hello,
pretty.
Monty.
It's pretty thin.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's saying the same.
To be
nothing.
humorous, you have to risk being offensive.
Yeah.
And that's the problem we have with right now.
Someone has to be the butt of the joke, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, oh man, comedies. I think stand-up is in a really good place right now, but I mean, comedy film is not good.
It's just too, I don't know how they could possibly do it in this day and age.
But like,
Like,
if you're
it's just not possible. Like, if somebody like makes a stereotypical Asian joke, they're like the devil or something now. It's like, can't you just be funny? Like, it's just a joke. Come on.
it's comedy clubs, I think, are going to start putting if they ever open again, they're going to start putting like a disclaimer before the show. They're like, warning, some of the content may be offensive towards you. If you're easily offended, GTFO.
That's really sad.
But it's like, if you're really easily offended, like, maybe not go to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Like if you're not here,
but I feel like those people, like, first of all, I feel like they're just like itching to be offended. Like, they like to be mad and pissed off about something. But then, like, there are people who I think that they can't be offended, but then they still are. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a weird fucking time that we live in. The way things have changed, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, totally.
I do love Hot Tub Time Machine, but was that pre 2010s?
I believe so. Haven't seen it yet, but I did mean to check it out because Crispin's got a part in it of some sort.
Well, more importantly, Chevy Chase is the pool
How is that more
repairman.
important than Crispin Glover?
In my opinion, it is.
Come on, bro. You know how I feel about Crispin.
Well, I have a dog named Chevy Chase, so how
How
I
can
feel
you
about
have a
Chevy
dog
Chase.
named Crispin Glover?
He's not, because it's not Chevy Chase.
I know Chevy
Got a
Chase.
dog
first,
named
but
Owen
are you gonna
Hart
get it?
and a
No,
dog named
I
Chevy
can put
Chase.
Owen. I can see that line. Like, okay, you got your Chevy Chase. That's number one. Owen Hart number two. Is the next one going to be Crispin Glover?
No, probably Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh man, so low on the totem pole. Shit.
No, I love Crispin, but that's actually a good dog name, Crispin. I
It
do
is,
like the
right?
name, but that's the thing. I don't like my dogs to have like names that sound proper for dogs. I guess you could argue Owen is a good dog's name,
I think
especially
it
when
is.
you see him. But like Chevy Chase, when I go to the vet, 10:30 for Chevy Chase. Everybody looks. It's so funny, you know.
That's funny.
But my dogs are the stars at the vet. Whenever I'm there, they love them.
Right. That sounds pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, when dogs have human names, it's funny. Let me tell you this: you should name it Chris Benoit.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, I was gonna. What about Crispin Wah?
That's funny too.
Like Crispin, like just Crispin Wah.
Yeah,
Can you
That's good,
imagine?
too.
Could you imagine the woman opens the door, the vet technician, Chris Benoit, and then you get up with a Chihuahua.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know if people would know that name. I mean, the average person.
Probably not, but
I like that. That's good.
Maybe if we were in Canada.
I watched a funny movie the other night with Richard Pryor, where he's an ex MLB player, and then he inherits a bunch of money, but then he has to spend it. It was him and John Candy. I just got a Shout Factory Blu-ray of that at Walmart a while ago.
Yeah. I forget the one title. I know what you're talking about.
It was pretty funny. Like, it wasn't great, but it was pretty good. And obviously John Candy. I love John Candy.
John Candy and
I love John Candy.
That's it.
Too, man.
Brewster's
I love John
Millions.
Candy. You know what though? I never saw a Richard Pryor stand up that made me laugh. To be honest with you, I know he's like a legend. I'm not dissing him. He didn't do anything for me personally, but I love John Candy.
My number one is Rodney Dangerfield. My number two is probably Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle's a goat, man. But Louis C.K. is my number one for sure.
Stand-up?
Yeah, stand-up comics.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I probably have to say Dave Chappelle, honestly.
It's hilarious, yeah.
I've got so many though that I love.
Are any of y'all? I'm also a really big Sam Kinison fan. Are any of y'all fans of him?
Oh no, I was thinking of he's good. He's good. He makes me laugh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all of his stuff.
Do you remember him in Back to School? Did y'all see Back to School?
Yeah.
Why did we pull out of the Vietnam whatever? Stand there with rice patties. Go on.
I just feel like Sam Kinison was kind of one note with the screaming, and he would just his whole thing was just
sure.
pissed off. I mean,
but that man, he was so good at it though.
Yeah.
Like, he was so good at that. Bo Burnham's good. He's like a new guy that I like. His country music thing about making fun of stadium country rock is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I love the late great Mitch Hedberg. He's so funny.
Who else?
Yeah.
I like old Andy Kaufman bits too. I love Andy Kaufman. I found out about him through wrestling when he had the feud with Jerry Lawler, and I remember Jay watching the David Letterman clip and believing that was real. I believe it because obviously Jerry did slap the taste out of his mouth live on TV, but I thought it was legitimate. Not that they worked that out and they were really friends, But I love Andy Kaufman. He's so weird, You remember he was making fun of country people. He goes, "This is called soap and not soap, SOAP, soap. You're supposed to wash it. You're supposed to wash with it."
Did you see all the behind the scenes of was it The Man in the Moon?
The documentary with Jim Carrey? Yeah, man, I watched that and it really pissed me off. I mean, It really pissed me off because being a Andy Kaufman fan, Jim was full of crap. I mean, he was too ignorant to realize that by that time everybody knew. Okay? He was too ignorant to realize that him and Jerry Lawler were best friends. They were so close in real life, and he was acting like they really did, and he was throwing... Like, Jerry talks... Because being a wrestling fan, I've watched a lot of Jerry Lawler interviews, and he talked about that, and he said, he's like, Jim Carrey's an idiot. Like he's just a moron.
I lost a lot of respect for him.
It really pissed me off. I found it disrespectful to Andy Kaufman, because that guy was brilliant. What you saw in front of the camera was comedy. Andy was a brilliant comedian. He knew how to make people react, and I like Jim Carrey movies. Don't get me wrong. I still need to see The Cable Guy. I've never seen The Cable Guy, and I was watching Cinemasker talk about The Cable Guy today, like being an underrated Jim Carrey movie. But some people hate it. So I'm like, I need to see that. But he really pissed me off in that documentary, man, big time.
Hey, listen, I'm going to say this, Christian, because it's already too late. So if I fucked up, it's already too late. But I was watching a video of yours yesterday, and you put over a Cinemassacre review for a movie called Cemetery Man, and I was like, I think I want to watch this, so I bought it. I hope I like it.
Oh, Cemetery Man's amazing.
Awesome. That's good to hear. Good.
It's got one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Did you get the DVD of it? Did you get some kind of foreign Blu-ray of it?
Shameless Media Blu-ray. Got it from Zavi.
I got the old Anchor Bay DVD.
Oh,
I don't think there's anybody not gonna like that.
I knew all I knew was Christian said he really liked it. I was like, all right, I'll check it out.
It's one of the most incredible movies I remember watching, and I watched that pre anything Italian. Like this was back in 2010.
I didn't even know it was Italian. I mean, I know it has a foreign name, but I didn't specifically know it was Italian. So this is news to me.
Yeah, it's really, really good, man.
Awesome! I cannot wait to watch it.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Hell yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I need to watch it again, honestly. My watch list has gotten so long. Like,
what was the last thing you watched, Jay?
Do what?
What is the last thing you watched?
Oh man, last night I watched Witch Trap, which it's on Amazon Prime. It's probably on YouTube also.
Is it a newer or older movie?
89, I believe. Okay. It's what Kevin S. Tenney did after he did Night of the Demons.
Okay.
It's an unofficial sequel to Witchboard, which he also directed. So it's his unofficial sequel to Witchboard called Witch Trap. And then like 2 years later, he did a sequel to Witchboard.
That's funny.
but it's not good. It's got a lot of problems because, like, apparently when they filmed it, like the audio was all messed up, so the entire movie is overdubbed. So I mean, the acting in the dubbing process is absolutely terrible. So uh, it feels like an odd foreign film, really. You know, those like Italian films that are dubbed over in English.
Yeah.
But it's not good. I wouldn't recommend it. But,
Let me ask you a question. I don't know if you like this movie, but I know Christian does, and I'm sure he's watched the documentary on it. I did not. Okay. So everybody always says that Spookies is multiple movies stitched together. Is that right?
I'm not sure.
Multiple as in just more than one, yeah, but not like a ton of movies. But yeah.
Here's the thing. I knew that going into that movie when I watched it, and I had trouble finding the stitching. Like, all the actors are in every scene. Where's the second movie coming from? Like,
It's
is it obvious or is it subtle? It's wedged together.
yeah.
What caused that? They just had two mediocre movies and just put them together to make another mediocre movie.
Kinda. That documentary on that Blu-ray is worth the price of admission because those people the people that made one part of the movie and they all got screwed by the distributors and lost money, promised money. This happened, that happened. Yeah, it's been a while. I remember watching the documentary when I got the Blu-ray. It's actually, now that you mention that, I'd love to sit down and rewatch that because it's a hearty documentary about that movie, and the story was crazy and it was misconstrued throughout the internet for a long time. But they finally got the story as far as the people that are involved that are alive. This is the first time the story was ever told correctly, and there's a lot of moving pieces with it. So it's really interesting, really, really interesting. But yeah, it was more than one movie, basically. Okay. Frankenstein.
I didn't notice it. So I guess they did a pretty good job editing it.
What was the reason for doing it like that?
Was it the same director on both of them, Christian?
I can't remember. Like I said, I got to rewatch that documentary again. I want to, because like I said, there was a lot of moving pieces. Okay. It was insanity. The story was incredible. Like, it was like a Netflix worthy documentary type thing, like a special for that. I got to rewatch it. I'll come back and give updates on that. But yeah, I remember it was pretty insane. I remember it was pretty insane. I can't remember if it was two directors. I think it might have been. I think it might have been. I gotta watch that again. It was insane. It was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. So
you're making me really interested to check it out now.
I mean, it's a cool Blu-ray to have because of that. You know, I really appreciate that Vinegar Syndrome did that. You know, because I understand the movie will connect with people and it will connect with others, but I think everybody can appreciate a good story about, you know, being in the business and how difficult the business can be. You know,
absolutely love that stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've been meaning to check out. I guess I'll have to stream it. I want to check out Electric Boogaloo: The Story of Canon Pictures, about how insane that organization was.
Oh, you're talking about the Electric Boogaloo?
Electric Boogaloo, the documentary, not the movie. Electric Boogaloo, the tale of Canon Pictures.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to send that to you?
Please.
Yeah, dude, I've got it. I haven't even opened it.
Please, I'm dying.
That's so funny, Jay. That comment is really hilarious because I think I said the exact same thing to Christian, the one from Scott Santa Rosa. I think that was like my biggest letdown with Spookies.
They're titters.
It's funny.
What's up, Jess? We got Jess Graham in the mix.
Jess.
What's up, Jess Graham?
John McCullough said his phone died, but he's back.
All right, good to have you back, John.
Getting turned. I feel you.
Getting burnt and turned.
Remember, Christian, when we were in high school and that song was out that everybody loved? You know, the one that goes, "Everybody in the club getting tipsy."
Oh, yeah.
That song is Jay Kwan, I think, was the name of the rapper.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I couldn't remember who did that one.
It's like his one hit, I believe. But you know what the real hit is? This is a NOLA anthem, so I'm sure Christian has heard it one too many times. Choppa style. That's
Choppa
the
style,
jam right
Choppa style.
there. I love that song.
I remember Birdman. Birdman had a song that was really big too. This how we do it when I'm from thugging in the club until I see the sun. I don't know if y'all remember that one. That was
my
huge.
favorite one that he ever did was "What Happened to That Boy."
Yeah.
Bubba
Bubba
Sparks.
Sparks.
What is that song? Miss New Booty.
Yeah. Y'all remember North Carolina, move it, Asia, take your shirt off.
Oh yeah, Petey Pablo.
Who am I?
Yeah, I love his song Freak Leak as well.
So are you guys about the same age then?
Christian's a few years younger than me. Yeah. Just a
Yeah.
couple.
Cool. I was just curious. Blood Red Skies is dropping a light N word in here, so I'm not going to put that song, I believe.
We got River in the chat. That's the best channel name I've ever heard.
There you go.
Hey, what's my channel name? It's just River.
He's got He-Man in his avatar there.
He-Man.
So apparently Rob Lowe had a sex tape is what came out.
Bruh.
The He Be
88.
Oh, that sounds great. I want to check it out.
What if they put a 4K out of that?
I want the limited edition 300 VHS press clamshell
So,
Cavity Colors artwork.
So guys, I got the big news here on the show. I'm officially upgrading to 4K.
Oh yeah.
Officially.
Jay, listen. If you want any recommends, let me know. I don't want you to don't do this thing, Jay. I don't want this to happen to you. Christian will tell you all about it. I like that movie. Let me get the 4K, but the upgrade is shit.
Yeah.
Don't buy T2. It's awful. It's not a good 4K.
Okay. That's one I would have gone for too.
Do you like The Shining?
Yeah, I do.
It's one of the best 4Ks they've done. Suspiria's amazing as well. Beetlejuice is amazing. Those are just on the top of my head, but yeah, like
I'm gonna check with you before I buy anything because I've seen a lot that
it's like
some of it may not be in HDR.
Right.
Some of them are.
Puppet Master the Littlest Reich has 0 HDR. I don't know if you like that movie, but that's a waste of money on 4K. But yeah, some studios, they're like, okay, let's do a 4K transfer and let's color grade this right, and it's awesome. Then others are like, oh, just put out a 4K so we could sell some more copies, and they do nothing to it. I don't want you to buy those and then get just because like when people don't buy the movies that I have actual upgrades, then they come back with like, I don't even see the difference. It's a waste of money. It's like, no, there is difference if you get the right discs, and it shouldn't be that way. That shouldn't be how it is. These studios shouldn't be putting out these half-ass jobs, but it happens, unfortunately. So I'd love to recommend you some if you want some recommends.
Absolutely. So far, I've gotten. I ordered Alien yesterday.
Alien's one of the best ones that's been out, Jay. That's a good one.
And Jaws. I ordered Jaws also.
Good call. Jaws is another amazing transfer.
I wanted to get those before they went out of print, if they're going to, just because it's ones I gotta have.
Those are two solid ones. Yeah, absolutely. There you go.
And I've already had Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary is another good one as well. And of course, you can trust all the boutique labels because they put in work. Like Kino Lorber did an amazing one for Hannibal. Arrow did a good job with Pitch Black. Shout Factory, they got 2 coming out. We'll see. It should be good though. Blue Underground, all of Blue Underground's 4Ks are awesome. The Maniac, Zombie, House by the Cemetery, all those are good.
I tell you, man, I love Blue Underground. Like, I really haven't ever been disappointed. Like back in the DVD days,
They've been at it for a long time. Christian, you have a Blue Underground Suspiria DVD, don't you? Fucking awesome.
See, that's like I bought that Blu-ray. Like I was late to buy the Blu-ray of Suspiria, and then like the next day they released the 4Ks coming out. I'm like, oh man, come on.
The Blu-ray is so amazing. It seems like it could never look better, but literally the 4K is like so much better too. The Blu-ray is amazing, but the 4K is like out of this world, dazzling. Definitely a good one. You know what? That's on sale right now, guys. At Family Video, it's $32 for the 4K of Suspiria. That's the lowest I think I've seen it.
That's good. That's a good price.
Jay, I take risks on cheap 4Ks at Walmart, and Starship Troopers looked really good, and that was less than $10.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's the reason why I made the switch, because these price points are coming down. So I'm
Yeah,
What
finally, right?
But what really pisses me off, and we all the time, and I know that I was going to bring this up on Region Free next month, talking about 4K was going to be my topic, but I'll say it here. What really pisses me off is, there is truth that if we want to keep physical media alive, we've got to support it and this and this. Well, all this half-ass stuff from all these terrible 4Ks coming out that literally don't look any different. There's got to be some responsibility placed back on these distributors, because this is pathetic. Some of these 4Ks look no different.
we just
And
need to
that-
not buy them. We just need to not buy them. That'll do the
Yeah.
job.
Christian, do you remember me telling you, like, I wish I could think of no, I know what it was. It was one of the ones that Vincent Teo reviewed. It was I don't know if it was Alita Battle Angel. I think it was Alita Battle Angel. Okay. I remember I told you this, and the guy owned up to his mistake. He was cool at it. This is what happens. This is what happens, and it just kind of like, I don't know what to think about it. Like, that one guy he got into 4K, and then like within a month he's reviewing 4Ks and trying to put them over to people. He's new to 4K, and he puts over, I think it was Alita Battle Angel, which is like one of the worst 4Ks that's ever been put out. Compared to the Blu-ray, it's like hardly different at all.
Huh.
And then like when Vincent Teo from HD TV Test like broke down how that 4K has like no dynamic range whatsoever, and he broke it down with actual readings on the charts and stuff and showed you, that guy made a video and he's like, oh, I feel so embarrassed because I told everybody that 4K was good, and I made a mistake. And there's so many people who are like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's like, I don't want to say they're being posers. That's a bit, I don't think that's what it is. So it's like they're lying to themselves that they see a difference. I don't know.
Well,
You know what
yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
say?
like you don't want to admit you got boned. So it's like, well, I'm a YouTuber. I'm gonna review this, but I'm just gonna say I liked it. But
Like,
and that's happened. I think I wouldn't be surprised if I battled that before.
well, look, nobody's nobody's claiming to be like an expert here. Like that's not it. What it is like, I don't know if people understand exactly what the difference is, because you might buy a 4K, right, and watch it and be like, that looks great, but like, how does it look compared to the Blu-ray though? If it looks
Right.
like the same, then what's the point? But if it's actually done well, then you'll see a huge difference. Another good 4K, by the way, guys, that just destroys its previous Blu-ray counterpart, Home Alone.
Really?
Excellent Blu-ray, great HDR in that, beautiful colors, just much better than the Blu-ray. And the Blu-ray was fine, wasn't bad, but Fox went in and they did a brand new 4K transfer of it. It was like the last one they did, I think, before they fused with Disney. It looks excellent.
Definitely gonna have to get.
By the way, Jay, Disney 4Ks, they're all trash. They do half-ass jobs on those. So if you are in a situation where you need a Disney movie and the Blu-ray is like more price point you're into, you're not going to see much of a difference. So just go with the Blu-ray. Disney, like, they are like the kings of doing what Christian just said these companies shouldn't be doing. That's what they are. Like,
Probably slap a $40 price tag on that thing too.
yeah, exactly. And like with Home Alone, that was done by Fox's team. That's why that one looks good, even though it's released under Disney's, whatever now. But like Hocus Pocus, Disney's team worked on that, and they kind of just botched it. They didn't really do a good job on that one. So it's like, it just didn't really, I don't know. It's like, I just don't understand how you can have, I mean, like, when you have as much money as Disney, what is it going to hurt you to just like put a little effort into it? A little elbow grease, no?
It shows you they don't care. First of all, they just want your money.
I think they've recently made statements about how they could give two shits at this point about physical media. They want everything to be Disney Plus. Like, I mean, they have plenty of movies on Disney Plus right now that are in 4K that don't have 4K discs. And I don't think they have any real intentions of doing any catalog titles that are not like Star Wars or Marvel or, the big, huge, like, titles. It's just going to be the catalog titles. I think they're just kind of done with that, which is a shame because they have so many great box titles. So it's kind of depressing, but
They're going to say they're back in the vault, right?
Probably. They're probably exactly that. And then what's going to happen is all these Fox titles on Blu-ray, oh God, if they stop producing them, then they're going to become out of print rare. So might want to make a list of that in the future and cut them while they're a couple of bucks, you know?
So, do you guys think the jump from DVD to Blu-ray is much more noticeable than the jump from Blu-ray to HD? To 4K Blu-ray?
Definitely a lot. It's like this, man. It's like going from like a let's see what the best way to put this is. It's like going from VHS to DVD. That was a huge jump, and then DVD to Blu-ray. That's a huge jump, and 4K. It's like I can't think of the best way to give an analogy for this, but it's like the premium. You know, having like the beautiful color grading and just the like a lot for me when I think about 4K. What I'm thinking of is I'm thinking now these, you know, filmmakers or cinematographers or whoever's working on this have the chance to give this movie the best presentation possible. If they've already done that with the Blu-ray, but they actually care, like with Suspiria, they already did a great job with Suspiria, but then they went back and did an even better job with the 4K, and it makes it worth upgrading.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if nobody's going to really put any effort into it, then it's not worth it. But it can be like it's like, I mean, The Shining is just like when you see The Shining in 4K, it's not even, you have no doubt. You're just blown away by how it looks. It's crazy.
What size television do you watch this stuff on?
I have a 55-inch OLED. I specifically have an OLED because I watch my movies in the dark, and I like my black levels to be black. I don't want to see any like
Grays
or blooming or anything. So that's why I have that. But you know, a lot of that stuff, like the size of it, you know, that comes into play based on like your how far are you away from your TV kind of deal, right? You know, how do you watch it in the light or in the dark, right? Because having like an LCD or whatever, those can get super bright, you know.
Yeah.
And if you like that stuff, then that's where it's at for that kind of stuff, you know. But I just like things to look cinematic, so I like the dark and stuff, you know. That's where I watch my movies in, and when I can get those, like one of the first movies I popped in when I got my OLED was The Nun, because the black levels in that movie are beautiful.
Cool. I'm looking forward to it, man. Only problem I've got is like I've already got my wires. They're already wired up in the wall with regular HDMI cables. You know, like not.
Yeah, you got to get the other HDMI cable.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get the better one, right? To get
it should tell you, Jay, like on the player or like the something. It should tell you what kind you need. It's like a certain one, like 2 point something or another, right? Like as long as it's the capable one, that's what you need. You know, they'll try to do that thing where they tell you like, oh, this one that's $15 more is even more premium. Like you don't have to do that. Just as long as you have the right, you know, version, then you'll be good.
No.
Yeah, that's a misconception. A lot of people think that Region B Blu-rays will play in 4K players. Is absolutely not the case, unfortunately.
The 4K format is region free. It's meaning a 4K disc is region free, but you can't take 88 films Blu-ray, John, and put it in a 4K player.
Yeah, so, like that means, Jay, that if you buy a 4K that's like from the UK, it'll work perfectly fine in a US player. They're inherently region free.
It's about time. Good gosh, man.
Right? Because it's like, you know, I think me and Christian were talking about this. It's just like I know that it has to do with rights and distribution. I get it, but it's like, but we're gonna get it anyways. You know, like if we want it, we're gonna get it. All of us. I mean, I don't know about all of us here, but all of us are buying the Dawn of the Dead box set. You're not gonna stop us because it's a UK release. We're all getting this. So what's the point? Just put it out everywhere.
Yeah, that's kind of what Arrow started doing a few years ago, wasn't it? Like Arrow.
They've definitely done good with that. That's what they're doing. They're just making more money for themselves. Like there are titles they have here that you cannot get anywhere else.
Jay, you know what I think 4K is to me? The format. It's like having a guitar player in your band that's got so much potential and is so talented. And when you see them put that talent towards something, they are so impressive. But a lot of times they just show up. I've watched enough movies that have just really, and that's why I asked Drew now. Like, hey, whatever websites Drew goes to, and he gets all these reviews and side by side screenshots, and I've got movies that just like really piss me off, like really just piss me off. But then when I see them shine, I think one of my favorites is Casino. That one really looks.
That's
really
a good one, man. Casino was a good one.
You know
what else is a really good one? Scarface is a good one. I have that one.
I remember I passed on Goodfellas because you said, don't get Goodfellas.
No, not a good one.
But see, this is a problem. This is what's such bullshit, is the fact that it's like there's so much variables with this format.
I don't understand why Goodfellas isn't awesome, because
It's shot on film,
Martin
for God's sake.
Scorsese has always put over, like, I think Martin Scorsese is like, every time, Laserdisc is the best thing ever. It's exactly how I want you to see my movies. And he said the same thing with DVD, and then with Blu-ray, and then with 4K. But his Goodfellas is one of the first 4Ks, and it's so awful.
And I still watch Goodfellas on my Laserdisc too.
There you go. Yeah.
You got to get up twice for that one. You got
There
to
you
flip
go.
it, then put the second
Or-
disc in. But it does. I still love Laserdisc.
Oh yeah. There was one I was going to say too. I was going to put over as well. Besides, okay, you said good. I forgot what it was, but if it comes back to me, I'll mention it.
If you guys need a VCR, man, hit me up. I've got quite a collection now. My sister-in-law just started working for a like an auction house.
Ooh.
And they do like cleaning out of people's houses, like people die or whatever, and they go and do like estate sales. And
Storage Wars.
She brought me
Storage Wars.
six VCRs the other day, man.
Nice.
Keep
I
'em.
mean, remote controls and everything.
Hell yeah.
I already have like six, so I'm like rolling in VCRs over here.
I got a VCR I got from Goodwill that works, thankfully. I don't use it much, but I've watched like a few things on it. I watched the Maniac remake VHS I got from Mondo on it. It's pretty cool.
Was it widescreen and everything?
I can't remember. No, I think it was full screen, dude. I think they like actually made it full screen. Pretty sure they did, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got well, I guess he's talking about 4Ks.
I can't speak on those two, unfortunately. I'd have to look it up.
I would think. I mean, the Blu-ray of Saving Private Ryan is so amazing. They did that like diamond.
Apocalypse Now. You know what I know about Apocalypse Now is that it's extremely good value. It's like really cheap. That doesn't mean that it's not good, by the way. It's just the price point on that is really, it's like under $20 for it.
Scorsese watched my movies on an iPhone.
I've every time I go to Best Buy, I'll see Apocalypse Now, and I'm like, God, I need to grab that. I need to grab that. I need to grab that. And I
3
never
cuts of the
grab it.
movie. God damn.
What was I gonna say? A movie that I wish would get a 4K release of, but it just slipped my mind.
Greg Scott.
Back to the Future 4Ks are very good as well.
I was going to ask about those.
Yeah, those are good upgrades. Absolutely.
And those are amazing Blu-rays. So I mean, that shows.
Yeah, definitely. They even reissued the Blu-rays with the new transfers in downscaled to 1080p. So even the Blu-rays are better than the old Blu-rays now.
I have a wish list of movies that I hope get Blu-rays releases. There's 2 that I want a Blu-ray release. I mean, a 4K release of, not a Blu-ray. 2 movies that I want 4Ks of.
Mm.
Last Action Hero. I pray to God gets a 4K. And I want a 4K of like Bloodsport. I want a nice kick-ass action karate movie on 4K. I think Bloodsport would look really good.
Do you think like somebody like Arrow would do that, Christian, or even like
eventually, because
that's a cult kind of film, right?
I mean, yeah, it made Jean-Claude Van Damme a household name when it came out, But all Van Damme's movies would be so cool in 4K, like Lionheart and Death Warrant, and especially Death Warrant because it's a prison movie, so there's all kinds of really cool lighting and stuff, Movies with like color palettes and stuff. That's the ones I really would like to see some 4K stuff. That's why I'm sure Suspiria looks insane. I mean, that Blu-ray, like I have too, like you, Jay. I mean, it looks really good.
It's a great
Blu-ray
one,
already.
Yeah. I know they just released Best Buy released their Black Friday stuff, and I think all 3 of the John Wick films are $7.99.
$7.99. Yeah.
All right,
Like,
I've never seen any John Wick movie. And
I saw the first one, and I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty good," but I don't know if I loved it, to be honest. Like, I don't know if it didn't blow me away, unfortunately. But
I think the sequels are actually better than the first.
I haven't seen them.
To answer your question though, Drew, I'm not. I think that Arrow or somebody could eventually get their hands on a movie like Bloodsport.
Kino Lorber.
I know that MVD put out Lionheart on Blu-ray,
Right,
and I need to
MVD.
grab those. I don't know why I haven't grabbed those because I'm a Van Damme closet fanatic, like Cyborg and Death Warrant and Sudden Death and Hard Target and Kickboxer and Bloodsport. I love those movies with a passion. With a passion. I love those movies. But I have them all on DVD and Laserdisc. I have a beautiful copy of Time Cop, which is a great movie. That's a real Drew, there was a moment in time where Van Damme was kicking everybody's ass in the box office in action. He was. I mean, he was USJ. He was huge. And then he did Street Fighter and completely took his career. Colonel Guile has an accent. The most American character ever invented. doesn't have a North American accent.
I think he got a big head and had a drug problem. Didn't help also.
Oh,
and
he was doing $10,000 a week of cocaine on the set of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And then the movie got the movie took so much longer to film because like he would have to delay production and say, I've got to exercise. I've got to tone the muscles before we film. They were like, we got to schedule, Jean-Claude. No. I have to get my muscles bigger. So like he would stop production to work out and stuff.
It's funny.
And then you look at a movie like First Blood Part 2, and Stallone was literally waking up like at 3:00 in the morning and working out for an hour and a half before shooting and stuff. I mean, he was just a insane.
He's the same work ethic now, man.
I'm such a Stallone fan, but my biggest thing I love about him is his way of, telling the production company, you're not getting my script for Rocky unless I do the part. And
I love that.
They had to. You think about that. Stallone may not have ever became a star if it wasn't for that.
He was in like Death Race 2000.
Death Race 2000, Nighthawks.
Oh, Nighthawks was prior. Okay.
Nighthawk. Well, I don't know if it was prior, but he did Nighthawks after. That's a great movie. Cut me, badass. Love Nighthawks. Billy D. Williams was in that, right?
Oh, okay.
Billy D. Williams.
It's been a while since I've seen Nighthawks.
I've seen them all, man. I've watched Stop Where My Mom Will Shoot, Oscar. Hey, Blood Red Skies, don't be hating on Lionheart. I love Lionheart. Time Cop love in the chat.
What's the shoot? I can't think of the name. But the hockey one.
Sudden Death.
Sudden Death.
That's a great movie, man. I love Sudden Death.
That era, Van Damme is great. I mean, he was
He was
banging
on
out.
top.
Yeah.
He was on top, man.
Constant great movies coming out.
One second, guys.
Yeah.
But
I love 90s action, man. Like, I love a perfect double bill, Jay, is Last Action Hero and Demolition Man. Those are two. That's a great double bill. I wish I could talk about this stuff on my channel, but I've boxed myself in as a horror channel, and I don't have the time or energy to do like Christian Hanna action, which I have considered. Christian Hanna comedy, Christian Hanna action. But dude, I love buddy cop movies. Lethal Weapon 2 is quite possibly my favorite buddy cop movie in the world. I also love, what's that National Lampoon movie with Sam Jackson and Loaded Weapon? I love Loaded Weapon. I love the Police Academy films. I remember marathoning those. I was like, Jesus Christ, is this over yet? How many are there?
Did you ever watch the Police Academy cartoon?
No.
They had a cartoon.
Know it existed.
They had action figures for the cartoon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
One of those crazy ass like 80s or early 90s things that they did, like Barnyard Commandos. just like farm animals with like missile launchers attached to them.
Oh, that sounds amazing. I've seen a little bit of the RoboCop cartoon. I remember finding clips of that on YouTube. The Back to the Future cartoon. I used to watch that on YouTube. YouTube used to be this amazing place, Jay, where you could just upload anything and it was just existing.
Good stuff, man.
Beetlejuice cartoon was good.
Beetlejuice cartoon. I'm also a Ninja Turtle fan.
Oh man,
more than I would like to admit.
That's my number one, I think.
What's wrong with Ninja Turtles?
Nothing. It's I was telling Drew, there's a channel called Anthony Harper Movie Reviews, and he does these amazing retrospectives. And he did this great retrospective on the 1990 movie Ninja Turtles, and how, the German media book is like the one to get because it's the most uncut, darkest version of that film. Because I didn't know that Shredder. I didn't know that Splinter used a weapon in the final fight against Shredder. It got all edited out.
Wow.
It was all edited out. But yeah,
he had a boat, right?
That.
Isn't that what he had?
Yeah.
Like the same as Donatello.
Right. So yeah, I love all that stuff, man. But like I said, I can never talk about this stuff on my channel.
Now's a chance, man. Anything goes over here.
Yeah. I want a 4K of Halloween Havoc 1998 Goldberg versus DDP. I would love a 4K of that, Jay. I want to see Jay. I can't wait. What's up, guys? Jay Stinger here. Today we're reviewing Halloween Havoc 1998 4K UHD. The main event was good. DDP came in a little bit slow, but the match picked up.
He dropped a diamond cutter on it, and I was back.
I was back. The undercard was okay. 1-2-3 Kid kind of picked things up. Juventud Guerrero, really? I don't remember these guys.
Hey, Christian, are we still going to do wrestling shows in the future?
Yeah. Jay, you gotta come on that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you have the WWE Network, but Steak Sauce is supposed to be joining us when we do it. We're gonna do King of the Ring '98 when Undertaker threw Mankind off the cell.
Sounds good to me, man.
It's gonna be
and I'm gonna try to commentate. I'm gonna try to commentate on the matches. Collar and elbow tie up, Irish whip, beautiful missile drop kick by X-Pac, 2 count and a close one. We got China on the outside. China's on the outside. Interference. The ref's not looking.
It'll be so much fun.
So are they putting stuff like that out in 4K on?
Oh no,
WWE Network.
No, dude. WWE is at this point. They're just put it out on DVD. Like they're not even trying with the physical media.
Well, I mean, DVD's king right now, man.
DVD is always king. Always king.
To me.
And and every time people rag on people for getting DVDs, I'm like, leave them alone. Let them keep making DVDs because it's going to keep everything going. All day. I have no bias against it. If a movie only comes out on DVD, I'm like, all right, cool. I guess that's what we're doing. I did that for Haunt last year.
Yeah.
Here, this guy knows what's up right here.
No holds barred.
4K, dude.
Oh man,
I would buy that, absolutely.
That's the only time I really got rid of a bunch of my collection was when the WWE Network came out. It was probably 3 big, huge boxes full of wrestling documentaries and stuff. I kept a few. The Owen Hart documentary I kept because that actually went out of print because Martha was like, get that off the shelves. I did not approve that. So I have that and a few other WrestleManias that didn't edit out. Some of the WrestleMania, this is weird, but WWE does this thing now where they'll change the theme music that was actually used on the event back in the day. And I have older DVDs that have the theme music that was used properly. So I kept some of those, but I probably sold off. I made hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I sold off boxes of that because the network has all of it on there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Stephen LaPierre.
I remember I had that box set when I was a kid, and I loved it, man. It wasn't okay. No, not that.
I would have kept that if I had it.
It wasn't 1 through 20 at the time when I bought it. It was 1 through 13, I believe. What was 13, Christian? I know 12 is the one for me, which is Shawn and Brett Iron Man. But what was the main event for 13?
13, that was Psycho Sid versus Undertaker, which the real main event of that show was the submission match between Bret the Hitman Hart and Steve Austin.
That's the match. That's the match, right? There you go.
That's the real main event where Steve did that famous shot of him screaming with blood dripping down his face.
That's the one. That's right. Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain 4K.
Bruh.
I watched that movie.
It's a good movie.
It, like I used to be scared to say like, yes, it's a homosexual movie, but like I enjoyed it. That ending was
good movie.
that ending when she walks outside and sees him. I was like, I was so invested in it. I was like, oh my god,
It's a good movie. That's right.
is Orc a big wrestling fan? I think he is.
Who is?
I think Orc is a
Orc,
big
Orc,
wrestling
Orc,
fan.
Orc.
Yeah, he is.
Did you guys watch that trailer today? I don't feel like I saw as many people talking about it as because I might have just not paid attention because I was busy doing those shelves. But that teaser came out today.
Yes, it did, Gregory. The coronavirus screwed up everything.
I mean, at the very least, it delayed it for quite a while. It was set for Halloween release this year, right?
A few days ago, it was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
You know.
Jeez, that's fucking. I wish they would
Hell
have
yeah.
put it out.
Orc is a yeah. My thing is this, speaking about like delays and everything, like I wonder if obviously we saw everything get pushed back. Okay? And I don't want to get political in the show, but if the election doesn't fix coronavirus, and I think you know what I mean, and it just continues till next year, how much longer will production companies sit on these films before they just say go for it? And I think if that happens, won't that really dig the grave pits deeper for theaters?
I don't know how much longer they can hold on, man, because it's not like they're going to bail them out, the theater industry like they did the auto industry or the airplane industry. It's just, we're saying you can't open, so what are you going to do? Go bankrupt?
Right.
I mean, it's messed up, and it's sad because I think a lot of things are going to get killed because of this.
Somebody said they have COVID 1984. What happened?
Yeah.
What?
I hate COVID 1984. That's how long it's been around?
See, we're just finding out now. Yeah, I don't know. It's
going to be it's going to be very interesting.
I mean,
next
how
year.
long can they sit on these titles? Because they must have some knowledge we don't have as to what's coming up. Because, I mean, why did they delay Candyman again? Candyman was going to take the place of Halloween Kills as far as their release. And
Candyman.
I mean, why not put that on VOD? I mean, would that not do well on VOD? I mean,
it's like I think that everybody's scared to risk that. I know, like when the rental came out straight to VOD, I rented that. I rented that movie. But my thing is this, Jay, and I've told this to Drew. I dare you to give me a $30 price tag on a movie. You can't believe how fast I'm not going to pay for it.
it's really weird.
It'd be cool, Christian, is if I could pay for it and then you could also like stream it too. Like I'll be like, I rented on Vudu, Christian, log into my account and you can watch it.
There lies the reason they're probably not putting these movies out VOD.
Oh boy,
Jay, I have so many people tell me, "Oh, dude, I bought an Amazon Fire Stick. I modded it. It's like all over the they'll go on Amazon. You can hot rod it to where you can go on Amazon and just watch any movie. I remember when Haunt came out. I'm not going to give out any names of these people, but I had people say, "Dude, I watched Haunt on Amazon. It was this is right when it came out, Jay. Dude, it was awesome. Check out Haunt." I was like, "How much is it to stream?" I got that Amazon Fire Stick. You just go on YouTube and type in how to hot rod it, and like you can just watch anything on Amazon. Just click on it with hot rodded, and it's like you paid for it, but you didn't pay for it. So everything is free on Amazon. So like I wonder what that did to Haunt.
So get yourself a Fire Stick, and
I'm not even kidding.
I've got them modded. I've got 2 modded Fire Sticks, but I don't use them very often.
Woo! There's the cops.
Surfshark.com/Pizzal.
Oh yeah.
I need to get a VPN. Are you sick and tired of paying for movies online? Do you want to stream for free, no matter what the title? Surfshark.chh. Screw them. Hashtag screw them.
No, dude, that's one thing that everybody who usually promotes Surfshark says, and it's true. It's like if you use that, you can just use different countries' Netflix and watch different movies they have the rights to.
Mm-hmm.
So
I've,
streaming is pretty.
Jay actually typed it in.
I've used I've got the Surfshark VPN from Pizzelle, and dude, I got like 2 years worth for like $30. It was ridiculous.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here, I have a question. How does it work? Does it connect to your internet modem name? Because like, can I get on my Xbox and use the Surfshark? Can I use it? Go ahead.
It's a few different ways you can actually do it on your device. So you can do it on your phone. You have to install the app on your phone, or like on your Roku, Apple, whatever streaming device, or actually not on Roku. Roku doesn't support VPNs at all. You have to go and like actually get it onto your modem. Put it onto your modem.
Okay. Is it difficult? This is pretty easy.
It's easy to use. Yeah, I mean you can use it. You can put it in your I've got it on my Chrome browser. I've got it on my Fire Stick. Fire Sticks are awesome because they let like all the shit that Roku doesn't do. The Fire Stick's like, yeah, come on, bring it over here.
I can hear. I can already envision the voice note tomorrow from Drew. Christian, just got the Fire Stick. If you can help me with some tutorial videos, like show me what you know.
Oh my god.
You know what I did watch yesterday, Jay? I think you mentioned it. I can't remember who it was. The new Borat movie.
You watched it?
I did watch it.
What was it? Was it?
I didn't like it.
The first one was an 11 out of 10. Funny.
Totally.
Yeah, I love the first one.
The second one, I certainly laughed at some scenes, but the story itself was just a little. It wasn't there for me totally. It was like Jeepers Creepers 3. You remember I said, Drew, and I think you agree with this. Jeepers Creepers 3 would have been more passable had it come out really close after 2. Because it was like, okay, here's the third one. It's kind of run its course. But because Jeepers Creepers 3 came out so much longer afterwards, people had so great expectations of that movie. And that movie got pummeled, regardless of Victor Salva. I think it's the same thing with Borat 2. I think if that movie would have came out, although without spoiling it, the story definitely in lies with today's climate. But had it come out with that level of comedic temperament fairly afterwards, I think it would have been like, okay, it was okay, but it was not good enough to wait this long to put out another one.
I just don't see how it could be good, honestly, because I did see a review on it and some of the things that you kind of alluded to there, because how can you make a movie like Borat today? That movie was like the opposite of what today is like. It's like completely like without caring about anybody being sensitive.
Dude, I'll say this. There was some absolutely gag-inducing scenes.
Ugh.
Gag-inducing. And Jay, you know what I'm talking about at the dance recital?
Jesus.
Jesus.
A lot of that type stuff. But
I was legitimately going, ugh.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Like Sacha Baron Cohen's a funny guy, still is. He carries the movie just alone being funny. It's just the whole thing. Like when he did the first movie, no one knew who he was. Now everyone knows who he is. It's all just so heavy-handed. It doesn't play like the first film because it was such a surprise. Now it's
come to think of it, some of his movies might be the last funny movies that I can think of.
I remember Bruno being disturbing too.
Bruno was funny though.
Dude,
I swear to God, every day I think of this line from Bruno when he's doing that interview with the models, and he's like, "Why is autism so in at the moment?" And she's like, "Because it's funny."
Autism.
I love Bruno, and I also love that other one, The Dictator. It wasn't as good, but he's still funny in that movie. I love it.
I never saw the Brothers Grimsby or whatever it was.
Got a little bit of love for Jeepers Creepers 3 in the chat.
Yeah, I love Jeepers Creepers 3. I have fun with that movie. But
I liked it too.
But you know what? It's exactly like Christian's saying, because when that movie came out, I was like, oh, I still haven't even seen the second one. Like, so I never was in that waiting train like everybody else was.
Yeah.
So for me, it was like, okay, cool. I just watched the second one. Now I'll jump in the third one. So, and I had a good time.
The first one, I think the first Jeepers Creepers is just still an absolute amazing film. I know that Stone said that they ripped off a Unsolved Mystery episode with the story, especially like the beginning of it. I mean, I could care less. The fact is,
I
they
don't
got a
care
good
about
movie.
that. Like, do I care that Led Zeppelin ripped off music? No, I like the way they do them.
As long as you can admit that. I can't stand when people deny that, Drew. I can't stand it when people deny
What's
that
the
they,
reason to deny? I'm not. It's a proof
you
is in the
know,
pudding.
my guitar player is such like, whatever. They didn't rip anybody off.
No, come on. I mean, I don't. I mean, like for me, I'm just like, but they do it so much better. Like, I mean,
That's fine. I'm with that.
and
I
I
mean,
think, and I'm pretty sure, dude. Like,
they
you know,
stole
whether or not-
melodies.
whatever it is that they did, they pay the people now. So it's like nobody needs to be freaking out about it at this point.
I still haven't seen part 3.
Of what, Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah, is that what you
Okay,
guys
well,
are talking about?
if you watch it, just go into it low expectations. It's nothing crazy.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I think it was so much
Probably fun, though.
backlash against Victor Salva's, personal life.
Oh yeah, everybody just freaking out over that.
Well, I remember, Jay, the movie got announced, massive amount of excitement. Because all the time you would see fake, bloody, disgusting posts. Oh, it's happening. Well, then it finally happened. Then the child from Clown House made this blog about his experience, and it gained a lot of traction.
We didn't know the particulars. We knew it was on Clown House, but this guy went into pretty good detail.
Yeah, and it's really a shame because I'm actually a fan of that movie Clown House, but because I know how much Victor Salva is hated, I never put that movie I never put that movie in one of my mail days because I knew
you got the DVD?
It would upset people, and I get that. I really get that. I do like that movie though.
I don't know, man. I mean, like the thing to me is like I can understand, Christian, like in consideration for people's feelings, 100% what you're saying, but I can't abide by that. I can't like give in to that kind of mentality because I am not an advocate for that kind of behavior because I like a movie. That's so stupid to even connect it to.
It's not necessarily that.
But people act like you're an apologist for it because you watched the movie and you like it.
I don't want to say, go out and buy this movie, guys. I just don't want to say that because I mean, obviously, when people see my mail days, if I bought it, I'm saying, hey, you should buy it too.
But
I've made a show out of that. So,
but that's the way people take it, and it's so pathetic. Like the way the people just tie you to something that has nothing to do with you. But I get why you don't do it. I 100% get it.
Read that, Jay.
You're on the right place, Scott. I watch Rob Zombie's filmography. I enjoy his motherfucking films. Well,
oh yeah,
we got the right group of folks in here tonight.
I wanna give Jay like a Q&A session on this. Jay, I'm gonna tell you a Rob Zombie movie, and I want you to rank it on a scale of 1 to 10. House of 1,000 Corpses.
6.
The Devil's Rejects.
8.
Lords of Salem.
5.
31.
4.
Rob Zombie's Halloween. 0.
It's no, not a 0. I mean, it's just me personally. I don't like the film. If you guys like it, that's totally cool.
Look at Orc coming in with a bunch of zeros.
with hard zeros. I'd probably give it a 4 or 5.
And Halloween 2 about the same or less?
I think I like it a little more. Probably maybe 6.
Cool. So Devil's Rejects is and 3 from Hell. I'm sorry, 3 from Hell.
I like 3 from Hell. Probably 6 or 7.
That's very cool. Yeah.
That's out on 4K. You guys got that one yet?
Yes, I do. I don't know if it's that much better than the Blu-ray, but I will support Rob in whatever he does. But it's really cheap. It's going to be on that Black Friday for $7.99, Jay. So can't beat that.
I don't know what this guy is. What does Jay think about silver? Like the currency? I'm a gold guy myself.
Like the 4 Horsemen.
I mean, am I wrong here? I don't know.
CHH loves Sleepaway Camp 4. I do love Sleepaway Camp 4.
I absolutely love Sleepaway Camp. Return of Sleepaway Camp. It's fucking awesome.
Which one? Oh, is that the one they made like long
2008, I believe.
Good. I haven't seen that one.
It's fucking hilarious, dude. It's so funny. I love it.
3's pretty bad, huh?
I love 3.
Jay, here's a tidbit for you. Are you a fan of the band CKY? Da-na-na, da-na-na, da, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Does that sound familiar? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3?
Ah,
Okay, well the singer, he's left the band. The singer of that band was a huge horror fan, and he loved Sleepaway Camp. Darren Miller, huge Sleepaway Camp fan. And he had a guitar that he had Felissa Rose's face on it. The
that's bad.
shot from the movie.
Yeah.
Well, he got his manager to reach out to Felissa Rose to meet her. So he flew out when he got invited. He talked to Felissa. They agreed to meet. Felissa was on set for Return to Sleepaway Camp. Darren Miller went out to go meet her because he was a huge fan. And she would get pictures all the time of the band on tour, and people would be like, oh my God, Felissa, look at this guy's got your face on his guitar, blah, blah, blah. They hit it off so quick, according to Felissa, they hit it off so quick that they decided to get married the next day.
Oh, wow.
And they have a kid and are still married till this day.
Felissa Rose is married to
Darren Miller from
Wow.
CKY. Now he's got a band called 96 Bitter Beings, and they're amazing. Check those guys out. 96 Bitter Beings.
Felissa Rose seems like a really cool person.
Oh, she's
Isn't that
awesome.
the name of the song, Christian?
96 Quite Bitter Beings was the name of the song.
Right. I was like,
When-
that sounds so familiar.
When he left the band, he named his band 96 Bitter Beings.
Okay.
And
Because
I like the new CKY album, but, Darren Miller is the voice of CKY, and that's just the bottom line. So check it out, 96 Bitter Beings, Jay and Drew. Check those, great band. It's like sludge doom metal, but it's like got the tempo of punk rock. Very original. Nobody writes riffs like Darren Miller. He's just one of those guys that makes music that, like, he's kind of like Darren Malakian from System of a Down. Like, when you hear him play, that's him. That's him. Darren Miller from CKY is the exact same way.
He's the guy that sings the lead vocals on Lonely Day, right?
Yes, which is one of my favorite, ironically, not being the lead singer, but that's one of my favorite System of a Down songs.
It's a good song. I love it.
I love it.
man, I was listening to Toxicity right before we started this show.
Great album.
I love that song, yeah.
You know what always makes you laugh though? I love from the first album. Oh man, I can't think of it right now. I don't want to drag the show. Sorry. There's a song on there, and the lyrics always make me laugh when I think about them. Shit, I can't think of them right now. I'm sorry, guys.
Oh, that's okay.
But System of a Down is dope.
Interesting story about System of a Down, because I'm sure everybody in the chat's a fan of them. They haven't broken up, but they don't make music anymore, and a lot of people wonder why. I'm a very big fan, so I've researched this extensively. I've watched countless interviews from Serge and Darian and the bass player and the drummer. The reason they're not making music anymore is a business reason at the end of the day. Darren went on the Talk is Jericho podcast and talked about this because nobody really was man enough to just ask him about it, because everybody just, you see so much rumors and BS on the internet about this that nobody would ask. Doomsnake called. I wrote that down, Steven. Thank you. Darren says the reason they're not making albums no more is because Serge wants to split the basically the money in terms of publishing evenly. But Darren was always the primary songwriter. He wrote the lyrics. He wrote all the guitar work. He was just the guy he is the sound of System of a Down.
Mm-hmm.
And because they don't agree on that, and the only person apparently that's against that is Serge, the bass player and the drummer. This is according to Darren, and from what I've read about them, they don't really talk about it much, the drummer and the bass player, because they're just trying to keep the peace, but more or less. Mm-hmm. But the reason they don't play more or less is because Serge wants to split publishing even on every song, regardless of who writes what, and Darren's not willing to do that. He's like, look, I've always been the primary songwriter of this band, and I'm okay with... He talked about this. He goes, I'm okay with you bringing in ideas, but the fact of the matter is we're not just going to put your ideas on the record if it's not good enough for System of a Down. So that's the reason they don't make albums anymore, but they still, as a band, because they love their fans, they're not going to break up. They'll always tour, which I think is nice.
They're just not going to release new music.
No. But that's okay, because Scars on Broadway is great, which is Darren's band now, and he's put out 2 records, and it's System of a Down. And you realize he is the sound of System all day. You know,
I've never heard of them before. I would check them out.
Scars on Broadway, very, very good. I love side project bands, man. I
Me too.
love those.
How do you feel about that decision, though? I mean, I kind of see both sides of it. You know, I totally get where he comes from because he's putting in more work. You know,
I
don't know.
me personally, I'm always with whoever. I don't know, man. It's like when Kiss went all through all these guitar players and stuff, and by the time they got to does Bruce Kulick deserve a quarter of publishing by that point when he's not even part of the band? I know it's not the same thing, but Paul and Gene aren't giving Bruce Kulick, publishing on albums with stuff he wrote. He's an employee.
He's a contractor, bro.
You know?
Get your 1099 and get out of here.
I guess I'm a little bit on Darren's side on that.
Do you write a lot of your music that you guys perform?
Like Cold Canyons?
Yeah.
Yeah, all we do is play our own music. Well, I mean, we'll do cover songs to if we do a 3-hour set, we have a ton of cover songs we can, but if we're playing bills with bands, we only do original music.
No, I mean you personally, do you do the writing for the band?
This is 9 times out of 10 how it happens. My previous bands, sometimes I would come in with a full song or somebody else would come with a full song. Cold Canyons, Landon comes in with this riff, and then we all just get together as a band and work on it together. That's how basically every song. I think actually there has been one song where one of us came in with a full song, and it just depends on the band. Sometimes I think it's just because some people don't write well together and they don't jive well. And I could imagine that being System of a Down's case, where Darren's just like, here's the song, because Serge may want to take things in a direction that completely is different from what Darren has in mind, et cetera, et cetera. But
this is a very small time example by comparison, but I think that's the same kind of situation that you're describing, like with Ozzy, where like it was like Black Sabbath, like Tony Iommi, who had like pretty much all the writing. He just bring it in.
Right.
Whereas when he went solo, he kind of was more involved in it was more even with Randy Rhoads and stuff.
Yeah, and it's evident when you listen to, that's extremely evident when you listen to a Sabbath record with Ozzy than you go to solo. I mean, it's completely different music.
Right.
The guitars are more open. It's less, not necessarily less bar chords, but I mean, goddamn, Iommi was the god of writing the bar chord riff. But then again, it was all new at that point, so he was innovative.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like Dio era Sabbath?
Oh, of course,
Jesus
absolutely.
Christ. Yeah, I think that's my favorite.
I'll never forget the first time I listened to a Dio era Black Sabbath song. It was track 1 on Heaven and Hell, Neon Nights. I was like, whoa.
Amazing. I loved it. I love it. So I'm such a Dio fan, though.
Yeah.
I love Dio.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I love him in fucking The Pick of Destiny, dude. He's fucking awesome in that movie.
Yeah.
He's so great. He's everything he sings is so awesome. Holy crap.
Oh, he's got a voice for the ages.
Yeah,
man, he's phenomenal.
But some of the most iconic singers don't have the most amazing voices in the world. It's like, why? Because on technically, Sammy Hagar makes David Lee Roth look like a moron vocally. Sammy has a 6-7 octave vocal range. The dude can sing anything, but people still love David Lee because he sounds like a cool Beach Boy. He's raspy and he's got attitude. He's an outsider.
Guilty of that.
And I understand it. I understand that's the beauty of rock. That's the beauty of metal. It's not always like Lemmy. Motorhead's one of my favorite bands. His
voice is fucking cool though.
Exactly, it's cool. Same thing with David Lee Roth. David is cool, man.
Obviously, this is all just preference, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, Christian. I would gladly take every single Van Halen era song from David Lee Roth re-recorded with Sammy's vocals on it, and I'd probably jam that version instead.
Yeah, I'm a Sammy guy too.
Sings, dude. I mean, I love David Lee Roth. Though, don't get me wrong, I do love him, but like, I love listening to Sammy sing those songs also. A little bit more.
My thing is solo David Lee Roth is where I really fall in love with him.
The first album was with Jason Becker, right?
Jason Becker was on the 91 album, The first two albums were Steve Vai,
Okay.
and Steve Vai came from a band called Alcatraz, which was really really good. That was kind of like a semi super group, but Steve Vai wasn't very very well known yet.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen.
Oh yeah, love Eddie.
That was a big one, man.
It's fucked up, yeah. I mean, out of nowhere. I mean, like, man.
he lived a very private life because, you know,
I didn't know he was sick.
Sammy Hagar kind of knew he was sick, but he didn't realize he was cancer sick. You know, Sammy talked about how they finally, because they had a tumultuous breakup, and
you can tell me, Christian, because I heard that Sammy did an interview on Howard Stern, right?
He did. He was on Howard Stern a year and a half ago.
Okay, but because I don't know if that's what it was in reference to, but I read an article or something about them saying that I guess Sammy Hagar and Eddie Van Halen didn't exactly leave on good terms, unfortunately. Is that right?
I don't want to take over the show because this is Jay's show, but I'll make this very quick.
Go ahead, man.
Eddie was bad off on drugs at this point. What really caused the demise was the band's manager died, and so another manager came in, and Sammy had been around the block and then some, and then some, and then some with bands like Montrose before. Sammy was playing stadiums when well before, you know, Eddie and all them were. Sammy had more experience. He was more seasoned as a musician in terms of being on the road and bands and stuff. So he was looked at as the leader of the band when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a manager that just kind of got the deals done for him, set up the tours, set up the stadium shows, the events, etc. But when that manager died, they got a new manager for the band. And I read Sammy's book on this and everything. The new manager was like, man, you're the name of the band. Why is this Sammy guy making all these decisions and making all these choices and blah, blah, blah? And Eddie was one of those left brain, right brain people. Like, Eddie was so super talented, but was not a good decision maker. He wasn't a good thought processor in terms of just business decisions. And there are people like that. Vinnie Vincent is one of those guys, one of the most amazing guitar players in the world, but he's insane. Nobody could work with him. He was in Kiss, lasted an album, and they said, we can't work with this guy, get him out of here. He got his own record label deal, was so insane, he lost that record label deal, and then they gave the record label to the band, and that became Slaughter, and they sold 1.5 million copies of their album. Anyway, by the late 80s, Eddie got bad off on drugs. The manager got into his head, and they basically called up Sammy out of the blue because they wanted to do a greatest hits record, and Sammy was like, we're not washed up. Why are we doing a greatest hits record? We got more gas in the tank. Let's make another record. They fought about that for about a month. Eddie called him up and was like, you're done. We're going to get David Lee Roth back in the band. So David Lee Roth comes back for like a session to do one song on the greatest hits album. It's a train wreck. They realize they really still do hate each other, meaning Eddie and David. And so they get Gary Cherone, and they make Van Halen 3, and no one bought it. And Sammy went back to doing solo projects, his solo work. So,
but they did get back for some sort of tour, right?
They did the Sam and Dave tour. Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth did a tour together. And this was the first time David Lee Roth played stadiums in a long time, because David was doing Las Vegas shows and not even selling out Las Vegas shows. Sammy Hagar has always sold out everywhere he went because he's a workhorse. The guy has never dipped in quality, especially by that point. The Sam and Dave tour is a huge success. Eddie gets jealous, decides, hey, let's get everybody back together and let's do the ultimate Van Halen tour, meaning first one night they'll open with David Lee Roth stuff and end with Sammy stuff, and the next night they'll do Sammy stuff and end with David Lee Roth stuff. That tour was a disaster. Eddie was so drugged out he had no teeth on the whole tour.
Really?
And then after that, nobody talked to anybody for a long time. And then Eddie got clean around 2007. Eddie got clean, but they never talked to Sammy again. Bad relationship with Sammy. And there's a lot more that with Cabo Wabo, tequila and stuff, stories about that, but that's neither here or there with this story. But they finally rekindled a couple months ago when Sammy finally heard back from him. So it's just sad. I would have loved to have seen one more Van Hagar tour.
Yeah.
'06. I think Orc is saying he saw them tour. And maybe the tour you're talking about.
Oh, you're talking about Slipknot. Yeah, Paul Gray.
Oh, it's Slipknot? Oh, I thought it was talking about Van Halen.
Yeah. I mean, what does Slipknot even have anymore? Like, is Joey still in the band or no? I thought he left.
No, he left.
Yeah. I don't understand how you, like, no discredit. I haven't listened to the new stuff, but I'm just like, you don't have Joey Jordison or Paul Gray. Like, it's not that nobody else in the band matters, but that's like two huge elements.
Yeah.
You lost your rhythm section,
Well,
man. Like,
I mean, if they ever lost Jim Reed, I will never listen to Slipknot again, or Mick Thompson. Their guitar players are my favorite parts of that band.
Yeah, Mick Thompson, and
I love
what's the
Jim
guitar
Reed,
player?
dude. He is.
Is that the other guitar player?
Yeah, he's the one that plays a fat He plays an
Yeah,
EMG
dude, those two guys.
Telecaster.
Those two guys are such an interesting contrast.
Yeah.
Like they're so like, because I mean, Mick Thompson is just like one Ibanez, like fucking his pickups or the blackouts, like he's full throttle metal, like to the core. And then you have Jim Reed, like you said, and he's got the Jazz Master and the Telly and the blackout Tellys, and it's such an interesting contrast. They do such a great thing together.
Or
Got a
hates
hot
all
take,
these bands.
Got a hot take.
Slipknot has always
hell
sucked.
no. I love
new
new
metal.
metal. No, it's not. It's fucking awesome.
I love new metal too.
Love Korn. Love Seven Dust.
Man, Korn still is awesome. Korn's still putting out great records, dude.
You know what I
I
say
haven't
though?
listened to anything recently from Korn, but they're awesome. Hell
I
yeah.
argue with my band about this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Korn was better before they believed in God.
I don't know what's the transition there.
Around 2005, I think, is when Head left.
Oh, right. That's right. That's right. He's
California Christian, right?
That's
Head
what
left.
happened. That's right.
Hey, I will say this though.
He's still
Brian
good,
Head,
though.
put out some killer solo
He
albums.
did. That's the truth. Yeah, he did. He's still awesome.
But I remember I was an avid fan. Follow the Leader is still my golden album from them.
Follow the Leader, yeah.
But when I got the Twisted Transistor album, I was like, God, because it was just kind of, it was music like this. Because that's only like Monkey just kind of wrote stuff you could bob your head to, but it wasn't that disgusting, nasty, beating me down. Down.
Check out their last album. I think it was in 2019. Like, it's their heaviest album ever.
It was good, but you know what, Jay? I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Jonathan Davis "What It Is" single he did. Like, I wish that was a Korn song. Because I love that emotional stuff. I thought that was great, and I'm a massive Seven Dust fan. Their guitar player's brother produced one of my band's albums, Corey Lowry, who was in Stuck Mojo.
I love their the rhythm of that band very much.
Amazing,
It's fucking awesome.
I love Seven Dust.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like all that shit. New metal, I like new metal. It's groovy. That's what I like about it.
I saw Seven Dust live.
Ooh, nice.
There's a lot of crap in there. Like, they're the Canadian people that everybody makes fun of. Nickelback.
What's that? Like, somebody explain to me, why do people hate Nickelback?
I don't know where that meme comes from or why people actually genuinely hate them. I don't understand. Like, to me, like, this is the bottom line. What is so different about them than any other band that's like them? They're not any better or worse than other. I don't know. What are they, like a alt pop rock band? Like, what is worse about them than any other one like them? I don't understand.
I think it's just their popularity. People,
I remember when the song Rockstar came out and it was huge on the radio, and so many people were like, "Oh, this song's so stupid." But I was like, you people don't get it. Listen to the lyrics. He's making fun of that lifestyle. He doesn't want it. Like, do you people not listen to the lyrics? Like, I was telling Drew this. I was like, you know how many people still listen to Born in the USA and think it's actually a really patriotic song about loving America? Like, nobody. Do you people not listen? And I'm not saying that doesn't mean you have to like the Rockstar song. I get it. It's still a catchy, poppy, paint by numbers type of song. I get that. Uses the 4 chords 1.5 million songs do. Mm-hmm. But the fact that people don't listen to lyrics anymore. Like, I had a buddy I did a cover of Born in the USA, and I was showing it to him because he likes to hear the music I cover. He's like, dude, I love that song. It's the most patriotic song, dude. I was like, no, it's not. It's about the hardships of the post-Vietnam War, man. It's like First Blood in a song is what it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, really? Really? I was like, yes. What's going on, man? You guys got to listen to their, music used to actually have a meaning back in the day. Like they had something to say. Now it's just you a stupid hoe, you a stupid hoe, ho ho, stupid hoe ho.
Want to know what I heard that just like this only like furthered my disdain for modern music. So like everybody was putting over this album that came out this year by this artist named Phoebe Bridges or something. It was called Punisher. And she's some sort of weird concoction of like emo and ambient rap or something. I don't know. Indie. It's just a mixed dream pop. Like I can't define it as one thing. But she's basically, it's like Billie Eilish but less hip hoppy. That's the best I can put it. So like, there's this one line in a song where she says something like, "Oh, we both hate Eric Clapton, but it's sad what happened to his baby." I'm like, why is that in the lyric in your song? Like,
no, you can go to hell, whoever said that.
Like, I know, like, what do you mean you can't stand Eric Clapton? Like, what?
Eric Clapton can't stand you.
You
can't stand it.
He's a fucking legend, dude. I mean, how do you?
I'm just like, I just think of that. Like, what is that supposed to be like relatable to people today? Like, not liking Eric Clapton? Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, come on, bro. It's Eric Clapton.
You just mean him in general, or him like solo, or?
It was just like she was telling a story in her song, and for some reason she had to bring up that she had a conversation with someone about how she can't stand Eric Clapton. And I'm just like, okay, like this doesn't. What? Why? Like,
Derek and the Little Caesars.
I love Derek and the Dominoes. That's my favorite Eric Clapton anything.
Orc, are you a Mudvayne fan, Orc? Is that what you're saying? You said Mudvayne's bassist should be in prison. Is it because those licks he plays are illegal? Is that what you mean? Ryan Martini is one of the most. Is that his name? I think it is. I think it's Ryan Martini. I love Mudvayne. That's one of the most, like, that band has been broken up for years, but the fans refuse to let that band die.
I remember the song they put out. They had a weird music video. It's pretty cool.
Oh, dude, the music video for Dig is just haunting.
Tell you an awesome band. You guys like Sepultura?
Oh fuck yeah, dude! I love
like Sepultura.
What is the other band that they do? There's another one with the same vocals. Because I love that song Roots. I don't know if it's by Sepultura or his other band.
Sepultura.
No, everything they do is awesome. I love that band. Fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it's so different.
I think Christian in Cabin Fever 2. Jay, you know, right? You said you liked the movie. Remember? He's talking to that guy on the phone. It's like, dude, turn down the Sepultura. I was like, oh hell yeah, I love Sepultura. It's fucking awesome.
I need to start listening to some of this heavier music again. I used to be a religious In Flames fan. I would listen to In Flames all the time, and there was a Swedish band. They were called son of a bitch, Soilwork.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, massive Soilwork fan, dude. Those Swedish guys, they're disgusting.
Yeah, what's up with them? Why are they put out so many great, musical artists?
Yeah, I love Rat.
That's good. Yeah.
6 Feet Under. I love 6 Feet Under. Love Cannibal Corpse too.
Oh, Orc pulling out my favorite trigger. Pull your eyes on the trigger, man.
Yeah, Orc is a huge fan of really heavy shit.
Oh, me and Orc bonded over Bleeding Through, which is one of my favorite hardcore metal bands. Gothic metal band, because they did hardcore but put gothic piano on top of it. It was amazing. I still love Bleeding Through. Yeah, I used to be so into that. I never got out of it to where I stopped liking it, but and then it was post-hardcore, all that stuff, the religious, Atreyu and all that kind of music all the time. I used to love. It was this amazing album. It was a girl, and she had like a ventilator mask on her face.
Under Oath?
Under Oath. I used to listen to Under Oath. They had 2 albums. That one from 04 and the one from 06. I
You're
used to
talking
listen to
about
those albums.
they're only chasing safety and lost in the sound of separation.
It's got to be it. Yeah.
I have those albums coming. I pre-ordered them because they got reissued. Fucking fantastic! I saw them in 2014. I think they did a tour on both those albums. They played the whole thing, so it was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember going back a while ago and listening to some of their newer stuff, and I was just devastated.
The last album they put out was Disambiguation in 2008, I think, or they might have put out something after that.
They put out they put out some newer stuff, and I was just devastated. It just, but man, that intensity of those two albums, especially the one from 06.
Yeah,
I just love
those
it.
are great albums. Yeah, absolutely.
Guar, you guys like Guar?
Hell yeah, I love Guar and Holliston.
Haven't listened to him enough to say.
I was.
You ever watch that show, Jay?
No, I've never seen it.
Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny. It's on Shudder. It's Adam Green. He made a sitcom like The Cosby Show, like that kind of show, where him and his buddy work for a commercial company run by Dee Snider. And they have two girls that they're dating and stuff, and they come over all the time. And Danielle Harris shows up in the show. Tony Todd shows up in the show. Kane Hodder. There was this episode about Kane Hodder, who's upset because he didn't get to play Freddy vs. Jason, so he's suicidal in the episode, and they can't bring up the movie, otherwise he gets worked up and wants to hurt himself, and he's smashing plates over. It's great.
It sounds funny.
It's really funny.
If you guys, you like?
I'm gonna check it out, Ort.
Lordy.
Who?
Lordy.
I don't know who that is.
Well, the reason I was asking, they actually put out a horror film. It's another one of these. I think they're Finnish, but they dress up in the elaborate costumes when they play. And they put out a horror film called Dark Floors in 2005, something like that, 2008. And this is pretty funny. You guys should check it out.
Okay.
What about Behemoth? You ever check that? They're pretty brutal.
I don't know if I've ever listened to them. I've heard of them though.
They're intense.
A lot of that stuff all blends together for me because it's all so similar. A lot of the European stuff is really like super heavy death metal bands from Sweden places.
That's what I like about like hardcore punk. Is a lot of it sounds the same, and I'm just like, yeah, please, more of the same. I love all this. That can work out well for me personally. If I'm like with heavy stuff, I like repetition.
Yeah,
me too. As long as there are some sweet choruses in it, you'll make a fan out of me. That's my thing. My biggest thing is melody.
You know what? I'd love to get your thoughts on, Christian. I'd love to read. Okay, so there's this hardcore band called No Warning, right? They're just like they're from like the early 2000s. They're just straight up hardcore punk. They're fantastic, right? Well, they put out an album called Suffer Survive, Christian, and they worked with the producer who did Does This Look Infected for Sum 41, and they did the thing you're talking about where they made choruses, but they're singing like melodically. Mm-hmm. It's so funny because you can tell that they worked with the producer from Does This Look Infected, and it's a very like controversial album for hardcore fans because some people love that they did that and some people don't. Every time I've tried to listen to it, I'm like, oh, I just can't do it, man. I can't do it. But I'd love to know what you think about it because it's that.
I probably would love it.
I feel like you would. I'd love to get your thoughts on it.
I pulled it up, so.
Okay. Check it out and let me know what you think, please.
What are you using?
It's not bad, Christian. The singing's great. He does a great job. It's just a weird contrast from what their previous work is, but it's executed very excellently.
I was going to mention this earlier when you guys were talking about Felissa Rose. She seems like such a nice person, and back in the early days of the Sausage Factory, we had Jonathan Tierston, I think his name is on.
Yeah, who plays Ricky.
Yeah, we had him on the Sausage Factory, and he's really good friends with her still, and we were hoping that we could put in a good word for us. We get to have her on the show, but never panned out. But
man, that'd be awesome.
He was a super fun guy to have on, but he didn't even make an effort to, like, we did a commentary of the film with him on it, and
Yeah.
he didn't even have the film going at all. So we just kind of talked about random stuff the whole time.
That's funny. I like him in Return to Sleepaway Camp. He's cool.
Yeah, I'm working on Pam Springsteen. We're gonna get her on the show. So.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
want to see. Yeah.
She seems like a nice lady too.
That's the thing, though. I bet she really is.
Yeah.
She just doesn't like. She doesn't feel like talking about those cheap movies she made back in the day. Like, I'm sure she had intentions of becoming like a big movie star, and it just
Yeah.
didn't pan out that way because she did Sleepaway Camp 2 or 3 or something, and then she just looks back on it as this horrible experience. And that's the commentary that people have.
When
but then
she
again,
does-
she hasn't talked about it, so we don't really know.
When she does interviews from the 80s that you see, she seems like she's having a great time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she does. So I want to know what's changed. You know, who knows? Maybe she's just like so oblivious and doesn't pay attention. But then again, like, I think her Instagram was like private for a reason because she got sick and tired of just getting messages like, "Hey, would you like Sleepaway Camp 2? Hey."
When she let me follow her initially, I was like, I'm never gonna bring it up. I just want to be able to see what she's up to.
Yeah, me
Because,
too.
I mean, she's a great photographer.
Lovely photographer.
You know what I was wondering, Christian? Maybe you or Jay knows this. Like, when Texas Chainsaw 3D came out, like, I don't think Alexandra Daddario was a star yet. Do you think she went to conventions for, like, horror conventions for that, to promote that movie?
Probably
No,
not.
it'd be so cool to get an autograph from her. Like, it's impossible now, I'm sure, but like, I wonder if she did, because she did a lot of horror back then. She did like Malevolence 2 and The Attic and
Bereavement.
Yeah, and then you know, she just did We Summon the Darkness, but like,
Right.
I'm just wondering if she ever like went to conventions back then.
I don't
'Cause
know.
I feel like that
I'm
would have
not
been
aware
a chance to meet her probably.
I never heard about her. Like, I was going to conventions around that time. I don't remember
Yeah, I
her.
figured you guys would know better than me.
What did you guys think of We Summon the Darkness?
I still gotta watch it. It's on my watch list back here.
Amazing. I thought
Liked
it was so. I thought Johnny Knoxville was so good. I want to see him do more stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought that movie was great. Obviously, with 80s hair metal music too, it's just like hell yeah.
Yeah, it's on Hulu or something right now, or was.
Yeah, I got the Blu-ray back when it came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I loved it.
The one movie she did last year, was it last year? I believe. No, it came out, I think, because I met Crispin Glover early last year. That's right. I met him like in April of last year. Okay. At some point last year, they put out that movie We Have Always Lived in the Castle, and it was fucking awesome. It had Crispin Glover, and it had Alexandra Daddario, Taissa Farmiga, the guy who plays Bucky, not Bucky, I'm sorry. Well, yeah, Bucky from Captain America movies. Sebastian Stan.
Oh,
Great cast. And they were also excellent. It's a great movie. No fanfare whatsoever, it seems, though. It just got a DVD release.
what's the name of it?
We Have Always Lived in the Castle.
Never even heard of that.
It's based off of a Shirley Jackson novel, which is also really good. But it's excellent. Great performances from all of them.
Man, what a stacked cast.
Yeah,
I know.
shout out to the Dimmu Borgir fans in the chat. Progenies of the Great Apocalypse is one of my favorite songs on the planet.
Nice.
I was listening to that song back in like 8th grade. No, I haven't.
I haven't either.
You guys not a big
I like
Japanese.
Asian horror. It's just one that I have not checked out yet. I hear good things, though. The other one that I got to check out is Old Boy.
Oh, Old Boy, absolutely. Don't watch I haven't seen the remake, but
No. I'm going to watch the original. I think Arrow's about to put it out on 4K. I'm going to grab that one.
Park Chan-wook. I've got the Blu-ray box set of the Vengeance trilogy. It's awesome.
Yeah, I know they put out the Vengeance trilogy. Yeah, no, I heard great things about it, man. I can't wait to finally check it out.
Yeah, I think you'll definitely like those. That director in general, like pretty much everything he does is awesome. So
Nice.
Park Chan-wook, I think his name is.
Okay.
I'll tell you an amazing movie I actually just watched, and for some reason that brought it to my attention. From 2004, Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ, that movie was insane.
Who's in that
How do
movie?
they edit
I
that
know the
stuff?
name sounds funny.
I don't know if I didn't know any of the actors because it's all legitimate. It was all a legitimate Oriental movie,
Okay.
Oriental cast. But the fighting stuff and that way they edited it was insane because it's like people look like they really just like hurt themselves horribly in this. It was so funny, over the top action. I loved it. It's on Netflix. It's so good. Cinemassacre did a video on that movie, and I was like, Jesus Christ, I gotta watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Old Boy either. One of those things where the title does nothing of interest for me. When I hear that, have you seen Old Boy? I was like, no.
Yeah, the title doesn't sound good, but I've heard so much good about it. I'm like, I got to check this movie out.
You
Alex
guys,
Baird put it over to me a lot too.
you guys seen Battle Royale? Battle
No, I
Royale.
heard that's good too, though.
I've
It's
seen
good.
Casino Royale.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Asian stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost pretty much everything I see. You know, one of the best ones, dude, that I just love so much is I Saw the Devil. That movie's fucking awesome. It's a great movie.
South Korea is where it's at right now. I know Lauren says it's Indonesia, but I got to go with South Korea, man.
I don't know, dude. I think Canada is really stepping things up.
Parasite was the best movie last year, in my opinion.
Really?
And I think that's Korean, so there you go.
Let me see what I think the best movie. Let me look up last year or this year, I guess, right?
What is even coming out this year?
Yeah, 2020 is a wash, man.
Was Parasite legitimately? Did we buy that?
2019.
Okay.
2019.
It came out like right at the end of 19 here, so well, I actually got to see it in theater. I went and
I
bought
wanted
the
to, and
Blu-ray.
nobody was showing it.
Yeah.
So I had to wait for the Blu-ray, and fuck, man, it's so worth the wait. The movie is incredible.
Once it won Academy Award, it finally got a release here, so I was able to see it in the theater.
So good, man. Fuck.
You want to know something I watched last year that I loved? It's this. It's called Wrinkles the Clown. It was so good. I loved Wrinkles the Clown.
Heard of that one?
Yeah, I remember bringing it up to you
Yeah.
right when I watched it. It was a long
Is it
time
like a
ago.
stream deal, or is it come out on DVD or something?
I wouldn't be surprised if it has a DVD.
But you streamed it initially?
Yes.
Okay.
Colorado Space
don't know.
I really liked too last year, man.
Oh, I loved it, man. I almost call that a 2020 film, but Colorado Space is. I mean,
I thought you said something else. Yeah, Colorado Space is dope.
it's the best film I've seen this year, I think.
I don't know if that's a 2020 movie, but I can't honestly do this year is a blur, obviously, right? But yeah, that movie is great.
I think it actually did get like a limited theatrical release in 19, but nobody really saw it until 20. So
I can give you my Razzie awards for like movies I thought were just pitiful.
Sure.
I'm a really big Critters fan, and I was
Critters
excited.
Attack, Christian.
I was excited when Critters Attack got announced because Dee Wallace was coming back. It was pathetic.
It was awful, dude.
It was a Disney movie.
Bro.
Like it was a Disney movie.
It's terrible.
I was horrified.
I've heard it's bad. I'm not gonna watch it.
Jay, have you seen Tales from the Hood 3 yet? I still don't know what the consensus is.
I haven't seen it. I've heard bad things. That's why I've just kind of.
I'm gonna bite the bullet and watch it soon.
Okay, Christian, please let me know because I mean, I can't risk it after Tales from the Hood 2, man.
Someone in the chat said it was decent. So
okay, that's good to hear.
I know me and Jay both liked 47 Meters Down Uncaged.
I've got 2 copies of it on Blu-ray.
I haven't seen either 47 Meters movie.
Amazon fucked up and sent me the same package twice. So
I don't like the first 47 Meters. I'm not a big fan of it. The second one was like, let's have to quote you, a ball and a biscuit, and it was so fun. And then Stallone's daughter's in it.
Yeah.
Does she look like him?
Hey, I mean, no, she looks like her mom, basically. No, none of them have like the facial paralysis.
His daughters are beautiful.
Yeah, I actually have a form of facial paralysis. It's not bad, but one of my eyes doesn't open as much. I got stuck coming out of my mom. Briefly, I got stuck, so it affected my facial muscles.
Wow.
So one of my eyes doesn't open up as much. I think
never noticed.
It's hard to notice, but did anybody of you watch Eli Roth's History of Horror Season 2, Body Horror?
No.
I just saw Season 1 on Shudder. Eli Roth is a master of horror.
I love everything I've seen so far. Yeah,
I like Green Inferno.
I got to see that movie still.
Yeah, it's good.
Sorry, I'm pulling up my list here. Trying to do too many things at one time. So
I like The
2019, I thought
Fanatic.
was a great year.
Yeah,
I love The Fanatic.
It's
That's on my list. That's the first one on my list.
Play. What's the
No,
first one?
Child's
you're
Play's not on
looking
my list.
at? Oh, I love
The
Child's
Fanatic.
Play 2019.
Oh, Jay,
Fanatic is great. Hell yeah.
Jay, I remember you messaged me a long time ago and you said we need to debate the Child's Play remake.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I would like to. Oh, right now, I don't have anything good to say about it. So I like the what is he?
I can't remember what I
detective?
can't remember what I said to you, Jay, to get that response from me. I'm assuming I just said I really liked it. Was all.
It's fine, and I know a lot of people do. The only thing I liked about it was the guy's mom lived down the hall from I don't know whatever the kid's name is that owns
Andy?
the Child's Play doll. Yeah, and he's like a detective or something. He puts it all together.
Mhm.
That's the only character I like in the movie. The only thing I like about the film at all, because it's all played tongue in cheek, and that's just not. I mean, they're doing it like it's Bride versus Chucky or some shit. Like the first Child's Play was not a comedy. I hate the look of the doll. Oh, I like Mark Hamill's voice too. I do like
I
that.
love Mark Hamill in that movie. Yeah.
I do agree on that. I'm not really not a fan of the look of the doll, but how is it possible that doll somehow looks computer generated and it's not?
It does. I thought it
it's-
was.
It's so weird looking that it's so jarring on camera that it does look computer animated.
I was convinced.
It's not.
that-
It's not even. It doesn't hold a candle to Kevin Yeager's original design. Agreed. But I don't know. It doesn't bother me. It's certainly not great. We'll say that much. Yeah.
I'm a horror comedy guy, Jay. So right off the
I
bat,
am
that'll
too.
let you know that I loved that it was a comedy.
It was so funny, dude. I love when he's like, "This is for Tupac." That shit was fucking funny, dude.
Oh man, yeah. That's. I mean, who gets that though? I mean, is that even for their audience? Like, I mean, we get that, but
No, I'm glad that it was for us. I'm glad that it
Yeah.
wasn't like too like, like
If
you know what? There's one thing I don't like about that movie. Just one. It doesn't bother me that much because it's just kind of barely in there. I don't like his friends. I don't like his friends.
you do or don't?
I don't like his
I
friends.
don't either.
No, I don't like his friends.
yeah, I wouldn't rank it very high on my list.
Dude, do you remember Lee Bowman had it as his number one, Christian?
No, I never.
He had no shame. It's like his favorite one in the franchise.
I go back between 1 and 2 as my favorite.
Yeah, me too. All the time. Look, I got it right here. See,
I think I gotta say two, man.
Yeah,
I gotta say two is my favorite.
I've got the Child's Play 3 section going on over there.
Oh yeah, man, I'm so jealous of your good guy dolls, man. Your
Oh,
life.
yeah, look here. Look, check it out, Jay.
Yeah, I know you've got one too around here somewhere. Oh
There he
man,
is,
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Is that the?
Tots.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say I know. What's the mask company that puts out crap all the time?
Trick or
That's
Treat.
Trick or Treat Studios.
That's what you're
Yeah.
saying. Tots, just yeah.
All I got was a third degree on that purchase from everyone in my life. Like, how could you spend that much on a doll? It's like,
I
do
know.
you not know who I am?
I wanted it, man. I wanted it. I just cannot justify it. I'm like, my kids need to eat this
The
week.
only reason it happened was a combination of things. Jay the Kickstarter went up around my birthday, so there's birthday money for
Sure.
family, girlfriend, saved up a little bit. It all just came together.
Oh, that's cool, man. I'm glad
Like
you
when
got
they
it.
first announced it was going to happen, I was like, God damn it, I'm never going to be able to get this thing. I got lucky.
Let's go over. Let's see. Of course, Midsummer. I'm a huge fan of Midsummer. I don't know if
Me
you guys
too.
like it at
I think
all.
I got look. Check this out, Jay. That's the one sheet back there.
Oh, awesome, man.
I got that from you remember you know who I'm talking about, Christian, Robbie Long, Ogre Boy.
Okay.
I won a contest of his, and his friend works at a movie theater. That's a one sheet from the theater. I was like,
Cool.
fuck yeah.
Did shoot, I forgot what I was going to say.
You said you love Midsummer.
Midsummer. I'm a big fan of Midsummer. Did you see the unrated cut or the
I
director's
have
cut?
it. I have it. Yeah, I saw it in theaters. They did a special run like a month or two after the movie came out of the director's cut. I saw it then, and yeah, I have it on. I got the A24 release on 4K.
Is it a big difference? You probably haven't even seen the theatrical.
No. I saw the theatrical cut when it came out in theaters.
Oh, okay.
And then a couple of months later, they put out the director's cut for like a weekend.
So you are a big fan, huh?
Absolutely, yeah, of course. And the director's cut is so much better. It's like the same kind of better like the Lord of the Rings extended editions are. It's just more story. It's great.
That's cool. I know a lot of people are not going to like it because it's already a pretty lengthy film, but I'm really interested.
I don't find it any more, if you want to call it taxing, than watching the regular cut. I mean, it's longer, yeah, but it's all just in that universe. It's all that that atmosphere, and that it's great. It's all good stuff. All the extra stuff is good stuff. None of it is like filler stuff by any means.
See you later, man. Have a good one.
Later, man.
Yeah, the way I describe Midsummer to people is it's beautifully disgusting. Like it's
good way to put it. Yeah,
it's moving to me emotionally. Honestly, like it's a great movie.
Yeah. I love it. It's 10 out of 10 for me for sure.
You too. Wounds. Did you guys ever see Wounds?
Don't even think I've heard of it.
It's I think Armie Hammer is the guy in there, but it's kind of an underrated body horror flick I liked a lot. Of course, Haunt is on my list. We talked about that earlier.
I've actually got a movie, Jay, that I was a fan of. It was like just a modest budget movie, starring CM Punk, who I'm a big fan of. It's called Girl on the Third Floor.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Rabid remake.
No, I did watch the Rabid remake. I thought it was okay, but
I loved it.
I'd take the original every day. But Girl on the Third Floor was a really cool little movie about CM Punk. I say check it out if anybody hasn't seen it. CM Punk is like a ex-drug addict trying to get his life together. He's on his last-ditch effort with his wife, and he's getting a head start in the house that he purchased and getting it fixed up for everything, and strange things start happening, and the walls start bleeding slime, and he starts getting temptations from things. And I was actually really surprised with CM Punk. I mean, but then again, I'm not always surprised when wrestlers are decent at acting, because I mean that's what they're doing once a week on television anyway. So Girl on the Third Floor was a pretty fun little watch. Definitely check that out. And somebody just said VFW as well.
Yeah, VFW is great.
I still haven't seen VFW. I'm gonna check both of those out.
Badass, dude. Badass.
Yeah, I'd love. I remember I did an Instagram post about Girl on the Third Floor, and the only people I heard from were the people that had seen it. Like, oh, cool, you checked it out, but nobody ever came up to me and was like, hey, I checked that out, man, and I liked it. So I'm begging for somebody to give that movie a shot. And let me know.
I've almost watched it a few times, but
I would love to see CM Punk do more movies. I thought he was really, really good.
I've seen him get his ass kicked in the octagon a few times. But
he got his ass kicked, but he's got points in my book for going for it, man.
No, that's cool. I'll definitely check that out.
He was my favorite wrestler of the 2010s all day long. I love CM Punk. Any man that comes out to In Living Color's got points in my book. Love that band.
And yeah, like the
or just Live in Color, not the TV show. Live in Color.
Right.
I was about to say, like, what is this?
Live in Color. Love the show too, though. Love the
What's
show.
What's the big hit of Living Color?
Cult of Personality is their big hit.
Yeah.
There's a great song. There's a great song that they have. Now you can tear a building down, but you can't erase my memory. I can't remember the name of the song. So melodic, such just like melodic type of hair metal-esque type music. They were really cool. But yeah, cool movie. Girl on the Third Floor. And Lighthouse was 2019, right?
Yeah, excellent movie as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Ready or Not is definitely on my list.
Oh yeah, Ready or Not.
Was that 19? Okay.
That's what it says.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like Curse of La Llorona, although that gets hate.
No. I mean, it's all right. It's a movie I could pop on at any time. It's fine.
Yeah, it's not top 5 for me by any means, but I thought it was okay. I liked it more than The Nun.
I don't like it more than The Nun. I love The Nun though.
I didn't care for either one of those.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody else who likes The Nun besides me. Everybody's just.
I liked The Haunting of Sharon Tate. That was another movie I thought was
yeah,
interesting.
Christian, that was a CHH recommend. That was pretty dope.
Hilary Duff movie.
I don't know what was everybody's problem with that movie. They're just like they didn't like the that
I
they
guess
were
it's
making the
because
movie?
it was like Tarantino style, like in a sense, because Tarantino changed. Well, Jay, have you seen his latest movie?
Tarantino.
Yeah.
And I've watched like 20 minutes of it. I've never gone back to finish it.
Never mind.
But I know what you're trying to allude to because he did the same thing in Inglourious Bastards where he changes history.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew that already. Yeah, it's
Okay.
fine.
Well, that was kind of what that movie was, and I thought it was fine. You know, I didn't go into it thinking, okay, this better be as good as Ready or Not, or this better be the quality of, Midsummer. No, no, no. It was just a modest budgeted film with a cool little story. You know,
I liked it. It was a good watch.
I did too. I mean, Three from Hell is probably top 10 for me.
Oh yeah, Three from Hell, free to three all day.
I like Three from Hell. I just felt like it was, a day late, dollar short type of thing. Like with Sid Haig being in such poor health, he wasn't able to do his usual,
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to see Rob do another original idea.
Me too.
All day long.
Amen. Amen.
He was supposed to do this movie about the 70s Bruins hockey team, about how they were the most rowdiest bunch ever that got in bar fights every night and stuff. He worked on this movie pre-pro for months and months, and it got canceled. I would have loved to have seen
Christian, when I saw the interview of him talking about that movie, the whole time I thought he was joking and he was about to say, "I'm just kidding." Like I can't believe that he was going to make that movie.
I would have died to have seen it. I would give anything to see that movie because I know it would have been awesome. Because if you're going to do a movie with vulgarity and stuff the way he does, hockey's the perfect sport.
True.
Why? So he's having trouble getting funding. Why do you suppose that is?
I don't think. I think he has no desire to go back to the. I think he has no desire to go back to studios.
Christian, was Halloween 2 successful at the box office?
Sure, it wasn't Halloween successful, but it certainly put money in the Weinstein's pockets. I think
Probably
it's because
not.
he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go back to studios. I can't imagine him not getting offers from studios.
I mean, now it's the perfect time for him to go to Hulu, Amazon, Netflix, whatever, and strike up a multi-picture deal with them, like an Adam Sandler type thing.
Right. Maybe he will. I know that he's finally getting ready to put his album out that he worked on 2 years ago with John 5. So I'm ready for some new zombie movie.
Sure, minutes ago.
That's funny.
She'll be in the movie.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see.
The Prey was a movie I liked too from last year.
I like that one.
The what?
The Prey.
There's a movie that came out last year called The Prey.
Yes.
I like Crawl a lot too.
Excuse me, Prey. It's just Prey.
Okay, because I was thinking of the movie from the 80s.
Crawl?
No, The
Love
Prey.
it.
No, I mean I
Crawl.
like Crawl.
I like
I
Crawl,
haven't
too.
seen it.
Satanic Panic was another movie I loved.
That was really fun, yeah.
Satanic Panic was great. Jeff Daniel Phillips was in that.
Yeah, he was. He was funny.
That was the one with the model and her husband, like Jerry O'Connell, right?
Yeah.
Rebecca Romijn.
was in it, yeah. Yep.
I watched Doom Annihilation.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, I saw that too on my.
It was poopy, but like I loved it like a bullied kid. Like I felt bad for it. You know what I mean?
That's one of the ones I watched on the Fire Stick. I watched it on the Fire Stick because I
But
didn't
see,
care about it.
Jay, I think you at least were like, this makes me want to play it on Super Nintendo again. Like they
Yeah.
at least give you that. So there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
That's all the movie needed to do. I've always gotten this close. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's not like it has a lot to follow. Like the one with Rock in it is terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, with the exception of the end when it goes to first-person shooter mode, I think that's pretty cool. But
Yeah. I did like, I've gotten close every time, and I could still go get it at Walmart for like $6. The new Hellboy. I bought Doom Annihilation. I bought it from Game Exchange, so I got it for that price anyway. But I've gotten really close to always picking up that Hellboy that came out a year or so ago. But then I'll go online and it gets pummeled. So I'm like, I'm just not gonna get it. But the artwork sucks me in. Like I love the artwork on that Hellboy Blu-ray. Have either of y'all seen that? Is it
The
is it that
artwork
bad?
does look good, man. I haven't seen the movie though. No.
I mean,
I love the old Hellboy from 2004.
the special effects and stuff look great in it. The design on the Hellboy looks good, but I don't know. I just found it boring, honestly. But it may just be me.
Oh, that's a shame.
Did you guys see the Rambo film, Last Blood?
Oh man, I fucking loved that movie. It was so awesome.
I did
I
too.
loved it.
Yeah,
So good.
I
And I
love
think that
every
one got a
Rambo
lot of
film.
hate
The
too.
Christian, I know this is like such a corny thing to say, but whatever. So like, I did let go of my Rambo movies when I purged some things, but I'm gonna buy them all back because they're coming on Black Friday for $7.99 a piece. So if you wanted to get those 4Ks, Christian, they're gonna be at Best Buy for $7.99 each, bro.
I want the box set
Oh, the Steelbook box set,
so much.
dude. But you know what I need, Christian? Did you know that there's like a fucking much longer cut of Last Blood that came out everywhere else but America?
Yeah, I knew about that.
You can get that on Blu-ray from different countries. I need to
Yeah.
get that.
People say that it really connects it from the Burma story in 4 better.
That's what I heard. So like, you know what I'm gonna probably end up doing is I'm probably gonna end up streaming that soon because I just want to see it, but I do want to own it also.
Yeah, I'm a Stallone nut job, so I've never watched a Stallone movie I didn't enjoy, which is saying way too
Copland is
much.
dope, right?
Oh, it's just an amazing film.
Love Copland.
Period. That needs a 4K.
Oh, Copland. I like Copland.
I would love a 4K of Copland. That'd
4K.
be dope.
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier, like that's on my wish list. I wrote down a wish list. I can't find it. I had it around here somewhere of movies I want to get a 4K because I think they would look good. I know Copland was on there. Demolition Man was another one that I would love a 4K of. Him and Wesley Snipes are just great together, man. That's a rat burger.
Oh man, that entire movie is great and everything about it.
I still think First Blood is my favorite Rambo film.
My favorite one is definitely the 4th one, dude. I fucking love that movie.
That movie had no business being that good.
So crazy. Like, it's so fucking awesome, dude.
The best scene for me is he's the boatman. He stays on the effing boat. Rambo 5 and John Wick 3 were the best 2 films of 2018 for action. I'm going to screw it. I'm going to break down and get the John Wick. Is there a box set of those? Because I'm just going to get them.
That thing, like, Christian, those movies you can buy like 1 through 3 on 4K for I think maybe $20 or less, but they're all going to be $7.99 on Black Friday.
So I can get the Rambo set cheap on Black Friday is what you're saying?
No. I was talking about the John Wick films.
Oh, I know, but earlier you talked about Rambo.
I don't think it's the box set, dude. It's the individual 4Ks.
See, that's poop. I want that.
But the thing
That
is, dude,
set is amazing.
let me look, Christian, because I think that set might be a limited edition. I don't know if you can.
Oh,
still
it
get
has to be. Jay, they put out a Rambo 4K set in this hard box with all new commissioned artwork, and the inside of it is memory foam separating steel books with new artwork on them.
Okay,
all.
you can still get it, Christian. Maybe you need to take a trip up to your city, and you might grab it on a weekend or something because they still got it. Like, it's dude. I did see the artwork on the steel books. They are pretty dope, man.
Dude, memory foam to separate the steel books.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
you believe
yeah.
that? That's
Yeah,
insane.
no, they're considered collectors there for sure.
Hell, you can get the set on Blu-ray for just $13.
I have a Blu-ray collection of, I've got multiple. It's funny. I was telling you earlier, Jay, like I wish I could talk about this stuff on my channel, but I could do a video on all the DVD and Blu-ray box sets I have of the Rocky films.
Ooh, yeah.
I've got the
Hell
old
yeah.
DVD hard shell box that has the image of Rocky at the end of Rocky 4 with the flag over his back, doing like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've got Blu-ray box sets out the butt.
Didn't a lot of the Blu-rays look pretty bad for those Rocky films at first, and then they re-released them like with new transfers?
I'm not sure about the history of that, to be honest with you. I really couldn't say.
Because I remember I was going to buy them, but I read that it wasn't a good transfer.
It's possible.
I have a box set of the Rocky films I got from hold on, let me go grab it.
See, like now we're reaching the period where, we're going to get re-releases of 4Ks because they botched the first transfer,
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying earlier, Jay. That's what I love is whenever 4Ks come out and they're like, all right, now let's actually do it good this time because we haven't done it good. That's what I love, dude. So, like, Rocky is my favorite movie of all time, the first one. So I would love, like, a badass 4K of that movie. I would love it. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't agree with that. Like with Jamie saying, I didn't find the fanatic like unintentionally hilarious. Like
Really?
Like everybody kind of put me into that mindset when going into the movie. I was like, this movie's just fucking awesome. I love it. It's like depressing, like for him and everything.
Well, the funny thing to me is John Travolta going, what do you call it when the actors like get really into their roles?
Method acting.
Method, yeah. He goes method, and he's like, "What would a mentally challenged person do right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, moose," and he does like this shit, and he just acts stupid, and I think it's hilarious to me.
I'm trying to look at the date on this. I remember getting this right when it came out.
Let me see the front cover, Christian.
Oh yeah,
2009. 2009. I got that right when it came out, and it's got.
I like that image.
Well, what's great about this set
Balboa.
right here is it's got 3 hours of special features, and there's this.
I love all the special features on Rocky 1. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, this set right here is just so much pure nostalgia for me. I had just in my senior year of high school. Yeah, this bonus disc has an amazing documentary where Rocky or Stallone talks all about it. And then I got this around the same time, and I'm such a Stallone hoarder. I'll never get rid of this. Like right when this set came out, I got the Rambo trilogy Blu-ray set.
Nice.
And what I like about it is individual cases for them.
Yeah.
But I think these, see, right when Blu-ray came out, Jay, you remember this? Like they had to make sure it said beyond high definition 1080p.
Yeah, I remember those, dude.
That's how you know it's old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I love these. Like I love this set because, so much memories attached to it. So like I'll never get rid of these. Like if they do like a Rocky 4K set, I'll have to break down. But like I want Demolition Man. I want Demolition Man in 4K. I want Cliffhanger on 4K. Actually, I think Cliffhanger got a 4K.
I love Cliffhanger.
Which, god damn it, I gotta grab that.
That's right, it did.
I've got to get Cliffhanger is amazing. That movie saved his life. I mean, he was down in the dumps before he did Cliffhanger.
Man, I was still going to see all of his movies though, like Daylight and stuff.
Daylight's amazing.
I like Daylight.
Daylight is amazing. It's one of the greatest disaster movies I've ever seen. The music is so incredible. I mean, it's got Danielle Harris in it. She's great in that movie.
Really?
I
forgot about that.
Oh yeah, she's in that movie. Got his son Sage was in the movie.
Oh.
He was on the prisoner the bus, So I don't know. What is your go-to Stallone movie to watch? Like when you're if you're saying I'm gonna watch, what's the one that you go to?
It's not going to be a Rambo or a Rocky. I can tell you that.
Me neither.
I'd say Demolition Man.
That could be mine. That could be mine too. I just that one is so easy to throw on at any moment.
Jamie, we'll quit in just a second, Jamie. And Cliffhanger too. Let me pull up his filmography from that period of time. I mean, he was still putting out bangers every year, man.
Yeah. I remember when I got into action films 10, 11 years ago, when I got so deep into it, I remember every day I would either watch something from Van Damme or something Stallone or Schwarzenegger or Bruce Willis. But I like Bruce Willis. I'm starting to like Bruce Willis more now than I did.
I was a big Bruce Willis guy too, always. See, I'm a big fan of Escape Plan. I know a lot of people may crap on that film, but I like it a lot.
Oh man, I love Escape Plan.
I like Bullet to the Head too.
Yeah, I love the Bullet to the Head. I went and saw that in theaters. I remember that was the same that year. Was it 2013 or 14 where you saw Stallone, Schwarzenegger, and Willis all make a film. Willis did another Die Hard, which was just ridiculous. So much CGI. Then you had Schwarzenegger come back with he was the little small town cop where he had to stop the drug.
Johnny Knoxville was in that too. Yeah.
Yes, he was. And then Stallone did Bullet to the Head, which was just kind of like this inner city, nighttime cop movie. Over the Top is amazing. And Nighthawks is awesome. I love Nighthawks. Like that movie, Nighthawks is in the horror documentary Terror from the Isles, because it is like a serial killer, almost like a slasher. Like I could see some people calling Nighthawk's a slasher.
Dude, and I even like Driven with Stallone in it.
Driven? When he's the race car?
Yeah, I like pretty much
Yeah.
everything the guy's done. I mean, with the exception of Stopping My Mom Will Shoot.
Come on now, Jay. You don't like? You remember when Estelle Getty took his gun and she was washing it in the sink? Oh, this is pathetic. We gotta clean this off. He's like, Mom, I can't shoot this. It'll explode my hand now.
He did Oscar, and then he did Stopping My Mom Will Shoot.
Yeah,
That's what
Oscar.
killed his
Rocky
career.
5. He did Rocky 5, which was not received well. I love Rocky 5
all day.
Rocky 5, Oscar, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Thank God he did Cliffhanger. Then he did Demolition Man. Then he did Daylight. I can't remember what he did in 96. The
Judge
special.
Dredd,
That's
Assassin.
right. Okay, Jay. Do not tell me you're not a Judge Dredd fan.
I love Judge Dredd. I love it.
Stop!
Absolutely love it.
I am the law. Dude, he was so. Judge Dredd is one of the most imaginative, fun movies I've ever seen. Ever. Orc is a Judge Dredd fan. Rob Schneider's in it.
Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
Rob Schneider's in it.
Love
He's
Rob
also in
Schneider.
Demolition Man.
He is a demolition. He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
So let's get into some real talk here. How do those seashells work?
This is my guess. I have a guess. Okay. Unless Drew wants to go first.
What?
The 3 seashells
What are you talking about?
from Demolition Man.
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. I'm sorry.
Okay. In my opinion, the first seashell you clamp against your anus
Okay.
to grab the debris.
And you
The
scoop.
second, and you clamp, you pinch and scoop off. I think the second seashell and third seashell you scrape to clean.
So in the future, Andrew, they don't use toilet paper anymore. They just have a series of shells. And
3 seashells.
it's a joke, because he doesn't know how to use them. So he, whenever you say a swear word, you get a ticket. So he just swears a whole lot and gets a bunch of tickets, and he wipes with that.
He goes to because what happens is he wakes up from the cryogenic chamber and he goes, I need to go to the bathroom. And he comes out, he goes, where's the toilet paper? And then Sandra Bullock looked amazing in that film.
Absolutely.
Oh my God. So she's like, we don't use toilet paper anymore. That was the 20th century thing. We used the 3 seashells. And he goes, how do you use that? And then Rob Schneider famously goes, he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells. There are Drew. I remember me and my brother watched Demolition Man. I watched it for the 894th time, and Trey watched it for like the second time in his life. And so when that scene came, my brother was in tears, laughing at the 3 seashells part. So I'm like, Trey, can we see what my feeble little mind really thinks that there was a mythology to this? So we're on the internet scoping high and low to figure out what the 3 seashells do. And that was one of the things I saw. Pinch, then scoop, and then a double pinch, And yes, Taco Bell did win the franchise wars.
Yeah, any film with only Taco Bells as restaurants is okay with me.
Jay, please tell me you have the Taco Bell. Do you watch Cinemassacre, Jay?
Yeah.
So did you ever see one of the episodes of the rental reviews where Justin, the big guy, has the futuristic taco? Dude, I've got to get the futuristic Taco Bell shirt.
You know what's funny is Taco Bell changed their logo from what it used, was before that. After that movie came out, it's a lot closer to what that logo looks like.
Yeah. That's a great movie, man. That is just a great movie.
But he just was on a great tear, man. Like, let me just list a few off here, like not including the Rockies and the Rambos in between here. Cobra, Over the Top, Lock Up, Tango and Cash, Cliffhanger, Demolition Man, The Specialist, Judge Dredd, Assassins with Antonio Banderas.
That's a great dude. Assassins is I could quote these movies chapter and verse, man. I've watched them way more times than I would like to admit. Assassins is great. His 90s effort was so underappreciated.
I think Jamie's a closet Stallone fan.
She is. The 3 seashells. I gotta make that a Firefly T-shirt. FFP uses the 3 seashells. I'm gonna get
If you
Jay
know,
a
you
hat.
know.
I'm gonna get Jay a hat with the 3 seashells on it and send it to him.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish these guys would kind of just retire though, or stop doing action movie roles. Just because, I mean, hell, they're older than my dad was, and he's dead now.
Yeah. The only problem with that with Stallone, and this is to his own admission, he can't pull anything else off. And when he did, he fumbled horribly. It's like he can't really do too much comedy.
No, that's one thing you can say about Arnold, man. He's got the comedy chops, I think.
That's why he's the king, in my opinion. That's why Schwarzenegger was the king, is because he was so multi-dimensional and hilarious.
Put that cookie down. No.
Yeah, like Stallone couldn't pull off Twins, but Twins with Schwarzenegger is the funniest movie I've ever seen. You know, and Last Action Hero, I hate going back to it so much, but he is so funny in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dying to find. I want to go online and get the Terminator 2 poster with Stallone
Christian,
on it.
Do you like Batman and Robin? With Mr. Freeze.
I like Schwarzenegger in that movie. And the funny thing is, he stole his own lines from Last Action Hero and put it in that movie.
Oh my god. He's funny in that movie, dude. He is funny. Hey everyone, chill.
Yeah. I can here's the thing, I can rewatch that movie any day of the week. Batman and Robin.
He is really funny though, man. He's really funny.
I don't know that I've seen that one. There's a few of those, right? You're talking about the one with Mr. Freeze in it, right?
Yeah, and
I believe I've seen that one. Jim
That
Carrey,
was right before he stopped acting too. No, that was Batman
Jim
Forever.
Yeah, that one's
okay.
Jim Carrey and
Caffeine will kill you.
Wait, hold on, Christian. Which one is Uma Thurman and where she's
Uma-
Poison Ivy? Is that Forever or is that Batman and Robin? She's Poison Ivy, remember?
It's the same one
That
with
might be Batman. That may be Batman and Robin.
Alicia Silverstone's in there also.
Yeah, and then also Bane is in there with her. I just can't remember if it's Forever or Batman and Robin that has Bane and Poison Ivy.
I get them mixed up.
Yeah, me too.
They both have bad nipples, don't they?
I believe so. I know Tommy Lee Jones is pretty awesome as a Two-Face.
Tommy Lee Jones is awesome in everything he's ever done, man. I love him. He is why Under Siege is so good.
He's awesome, yeah.
Did you guys see the man who killed Hitler and then Bigfoot?
No.
Yes, with the legend,
Sean Elliott. Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
Elliott.
Oh my god, that movie was so good.
It was better than it had any right to be. That's for sure.
Sam Elliott is. How is he still so amazing at 74 years old?
It was great.
I love Sam Elliott. First of all, anybody that's in Roadhouse has got forever points with me. You know. That's probably
check
one of
that
my
one
favorite
out, Drew.
movies. Yeah. Dude, it was awesome.
It's like two different movies, man, because like it goes to the part where he killed Hitler, and then he has to go track down Bigfoot because Bigfoot's got some like disease or something that's gonna like wipe out the planet if they don't kill it.
Dude,
I remember Piz putting it over last year, and I meant to check it out.
I think he's who told me
it's
about
amazing. It's amazing. That was good. Sam Elliott's awesome. I love him in Frogs.
Oh, the old movie?
The 70,
He was-
71.
I realized he was in Frogs.
He was a photographer and gets his boat flipped over, so then he goes... Dude, those frogs were huge.
Oof.
Those
I
frogs
hate
were massive.
frogs so much, man. They freak me out. They're
especially those frogs. Those suckers were the size of dogs.
Oh,
That's a good... Dude, Frogs is a great movie.
I hear it is. Yeah, I mean,
Frogs is awesome. I got a Scream Factory double feature of Frogs. That movie
which is out of print
great.
now.
That movie is awesome. That was my family's first DVD that we ever bought.
Frogs?
Was Frogs. MGM DVD Frogs.
Snapper case.
Yes.
I
No.
love Snapper
It wasn't a snap. The one we had wasn't a snapper case, but I'm sure it probably came out as one. And yes, I was last night. So.
Yeah, I went through a phase when I was a kid, like I was obsessed with those giant like insect and just giant animal movies. Like There was one called Night of the Leapas that me and my buddy were obsessed
the
with.
bunnies.
So terrible, but it's
bad.
so good.
It's got Janet Leigh in it, and the guy from Star Trek who played Bones.
What the hell is Janet Leigh doing in Night of the Leapas?
But I mean, it's got some cast members, you know. So I mean, what are y'all in this giant man-eating rabbit movie?
Have you seen Black Sheep 2008?
Yeah, that's one we talked about. I recommended it to you, and you were like, "It's my dad's favorite movie," or something like that.
My dad loves Black Sheep.
Oops, sorry, guys.
Yeah,
My dad's favorite movies are his favorite horror movies are Black Sheep and Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving. Yeah.
He loves Thanksgiving.
We have Thanksgiving in our little pre-intro now, actually.
Yeah.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah. Love it.
You need to add me to that intro.
That's true, Jay. We do need to add you in there. We could replace Lauren with you with images of you, Jay.
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
but cool. I know it's getting late. You guys are probably ready to jump off of here. Thanks for sitting down with me and talking. I've had this plan for a while, guys. I just had some stuff come up that's had to postpone.
yeah.
It, but,
I understand, Jay.
yeah. Well, why don't you guys tell me a little bit about your show, the Firefly Family Podcast?
Tomorrow, the last stop on the Red Hot Pussy Lickers tour, which Christian is wearing gracefully right now. House of a Thousand Corpses. Show the back, Christian, if you can. Look at that. That's all the movies we've done for the Red Hot Pussy Lickers tour, and we're ending tomorrow with House of a Thousand Corpses, which is going to be so fun. We got the boys from the back room coming to join us too, which is going to be great.
Awesome.
It's going to be a monster mash.
Yeah.
Do you wear that shirt out, Christian?
No.
I don't either. I don't either, Christian.
It's just too offensive, man.
Like, I'm at work, I can't do that. I could get in trouble if a customer complains, so.
You should do it and shoot a video.
Like, I'll do it when I'm not at work. Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
for sure.
right.
But you can't wear it out now. But you can if you're a rebel, if you're a punk, you can.
I can't do it.
And of course, you guys can check out Christian Hannah Horror on YouTube.
Yeah, just Christian Hannah Horror. Type that in, and you'll find me. I'm knocking on 10K, hoping to get there by the end of the year. I need a couple hundred more subs. I'll be there. It's been a long journey. So,
congratulations, man! I know you work hard at it.
Thank you.
Everybody, go sub to Christian and go sub to the Firefly Family Podcast. God, I can't say it.
Which I recognize
really
all
hard
these
to say.
people, so they probably already are sub to both channels.
Yeah.
But that's
we
awesome.
appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Actually,
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
been a fun time with you guys, and a great conversation, Jay, as always.
It's been a blast, man. Thanks for coming on, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And
Absolutely.
we'll talk to you later, man. You guys have a happy Halloween.
See y'all.
Bye, guys.